This. I am your host, Ellie, and today we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff happening in the world of sustainable fashion. We're going to be connecting it back to environmentalism, and then there's a lot of like pop culture things happening that I'm super excited to touch on. So it'll be a live stream from 4 to 7 p.m. Central Time, and it is called Streams of Collective Consciousness. And I also do gaming. I do fashion gaming, and I think I'm gonna start doing more IRL streams. So look forward to that. I'm gonna pull up the YouTube app, see if everything is functioning well. Got the notification that it's running. So yes, I will get started right now. I'm gonna turn off my notifications. Let's focus. Let's lock in. Yeah, I'm super excited to live stream today. There is a lot of stuff to get into. Let's get into it by looking at the Canva deck. So this is what I basically work out of. It is my lifesaver. So if you want to follow along with the live stream, this is something that I always use to look at the news. I'm actually in the wrong one, so I'm actually going to change my camera back to me and then look up the one that I need because I pulled up the wrong one. But this Canva link should be the one that's in the description. It is free for you, so if you don't want to stay on to the entire live stream, that is totally fine. I totally get it. You don't have to stay the entire time even though I want you to. But this link basically shows you the structure of the live stream. So I start at 4, and then we get started at like sustainable fashion news later in. I take a break at 5, and then I do talk about like environmentalism, positive news, any pop culture stuff later at the end. Then I do like some fun stuff around 7. So yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays I do these like quote unquote news chats, or just like chatting about different stuff. It shouldn't feel too formal. I just use this to like remember what I have to talk about. I have a horrible memory, or else I wouldn't use this whatsoever. But yeah, that's how I function. That's how I roll. I mostly want to do YouTube videos going forward, but I also want to do IRL streams, and I can just use that for like, I guess, B-roll for YouTube videos. So thinking about doing more IRLs. But yeah, going into the way you can interact, like obviously people can like chat, they can put stuff in the comments and stuff, but like I would love if you could fill out this form. This is a evergreen form, so you can use this whenever, and basically you put in your name, your email, the subject of what you want me to cover. I don't really do a lot of like promotional work, to be honest. I don't really like shout out any brands. I just mostly talk about the stuff that I don't really like in the industry, and then like provide some like positive solutions. But if there's like something ever interesting that you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to look at what you submitted, and then like go from there. But I always like to start off with some personal news before I get into the business of this live stream. But yeah, I'm pretty late, I would say, given that I'm supposed to start at 4 p.m. Central Time. It's 4:20 Central Time. If you're watching the recording, this doesn't really matter to you, but I guess for some context, I've been live streaming for the past 6 months, and it's been fun, but I've been mostly live streaming when it's been hot. So like, I think when was that? 6 months ago, it's August. It'd be, I think it's March, right? March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, since March. And it starts getting like warm in March, and then it starts heating up. So most of the time that I've been live streaming has been horrible weather. It's been very humid. It's been very much a hot, intense time in this room. I have never even opened this window up, which is kind of surprising to myself even, because like, why wouldn't you open the window for fresh air? But I've been in such denial about how hot it is that I literally have not opened that window. It's still taped shut, and I'm hoping I can like keep it that way. It should get colder, you know, September is coming. I've been seeing a bunch of like fall stuff, fall winter themed things. I just want it to be autumn. I just want it to be fall. I just want it to be cold again. I hate the humidity. I hate summer so much. And I think that's why I've been in such a bad mood for a lot of these months. But just a lot of weird stuff has been happening. I do think that I've been having a lot of bad luck. Like, literally, I was going to work on Saturday at a vintage shop, and I ran over a beer bottle. I ran over a beer bottle. Like, how do I run over a beer bottle? You know what I mean? Like, I was going into the parking spot. I get in, and I'm like, wait, I can just back up into the one that's closer to the store. I back up, and I hear like a, like a loud splash. I look at what I did, and I can't see anything in the front of me. So I'm like, okay, like it must have been the back tires. I like scoot up again to the original spot that I was supposed to be in originally, but I like backtracked, quite literally backtracked into a different spot. And then I look over and I'm like, oh my god, I ran over a beer bottle. Like, who leaves a beer bottle at the side of the road where the cars park? And it's a one-way street. It's a 2-lane one-way street, okay? There's only one way people are going forward, and then at the side of the street is parking, and that's the parking that I have to like use for my job that's in the downtown area of the city. And I like look over and I see this bottle is splashed. It's hit by my tire. How am I supposed to know there's a beer bottle at the side of the road designated for parking? You know what I mean? So I get so pissed because I'm already tired. I already worked that day. I woke up quite literally at 6 in the morning on a Saturday. It's a Saturday, by the way. I've woken up at 6 in the morning, and I have to go to work at 8, and I take forever to get ready. I don't usually look like this in real life. Like, this is like a lazy look, you can say, but when I go to work, I straighten my hair, I have the best makeup on, I make sure that my outfits look great. I try to like prepare myself for an hour straight to go to work. And I'm like yelling in the mic, sorry. I prepare myself mentally as well, listening to my music. I'm trying to calm down my perfectionist vibes. So I get to work at 8 to 12. I work as a receptionist now, and I'm like in training. The systems that they use are incredibly difficult to learn. There's so much nuances. There's so many buttons in the database. There's so many things to sign up for. And they failed to tell me with an interview that I would be a receptionist for the entire district, not just for like the general gym that I'm at. It's to sign people up to different programs within the entire district that is encompassing so many different services, so many different parks, so many different resources. And most people are redirected or directed in general to our gym to sign up to the things that they want to sign up for. And also our phone number is the general district phone number. So you have people calling from all sorts of things. So in my head, pulling up at 8 in the morning from until 12 when my shift ends, I'm like, I have to remember all this stuff. I need to remember all these things. I have to like be like a really great employee, I guess, basically. And okay, I'm like tired, right? Like my shift ends. Point being, like, I'm exhausted. I go home. It's still a Saturday. I go home at 12:30 because the traffic is horrible. And I'm like, I'm going to go take a nap. And then it's 1:30 at that point. I wake up from my my nap. And I'm like, okay, well, I have to go to work at the vintage shop in an hour or a couple hours. And I get ready. I have like 2 hours free to myself. And then that happens. I'm trying to park and I crash into the freaking beer bottle. Like, who on a Saturday is leaving beer bottles on the side of a road? Because it must have happened that day. Like, cars are coming in and out constantly. So I was the victim, unfortunately. I was the one that had to have first contact with that beer bottle. And you may be asking, how did that beer bottle even come there in that circumstance? Like, it's just a 2-lane, one-way street. Well, there's a baseball stadium in front of where I work that often enough has stray baseballs coming out of nowhere and smashing into windows, smashing into cars. It like one time even smashed into the store, but we got like really strong windows for that same reason. And I didn't get hit with a baseball. I got hit with a beer bottle, basically, when I ran over that thing. And it was so frustrating. And I had to go to work until 8. So, like, literally the entire day I was working. And that's what I had experienced. And I think that like stress level of that Saturday just kind of like summarizes like what I'm going through with my jobs and my schedule. And I just came out of work today from like 8 to 3, and I have like the most miserable coworkers that just hate their job and are complaining about their job the entire day. And I feel like I'm a hopeless optimist. I like to make things feel good, even though I'm coming off very aggressive right now. I like to like have a good mood. I like to present solutions. I haven't been in the best mindset mentally for the past couple of months. I think it's one, circumstances and not having the opportunity of finding a stable job, but two, like the weather has been so warm, and it reminds me of the climate crisis. It reminds me of the fossil fuel industry and like the current political present that we have, and political ideologies that are running rampage that are literally destroying our earth, and it pisses me off. But I've told myself I'm not going to go into organizing or social justice spaces until I have enough money to take care of myself, until I have my own studio, until I have my own resources, because I basically volunteered for 7 years without no pay. It basically traumatized me. And really right now I don't want to do anything to do with social justice, with like volunteering. I don't need it. I don't really benefit from volunteering, and I don't really want to be generous with my time. I can be generous with my ideologies. I can like be in solidarity. I can like support things like intellectually, but I'm not going to like volunteer or give money because I don't have that stuff. So yeah, like I'm currently working a lot under immense stress, and I just came back at 3:30. I ate quickly, and then it was at 4 when I'm supposed to start my live stream, but that's when I'm barely sitting down. So very long story to say, like I've been very busy. The receptionist job can be a good resource or good like money making like option for the meanwhile. I'm not staying for more than 6 months, to be honest. It's very stressful. I just got myself a coffee when when I came back from work, and I got myself some muffins to like calm down. But like I'm not gonna take anything personally from any job. Like these jobs are so miserable. How do you pay someone $15 an hour to do so many jobs? And I don't want to get into the job just for like liability and like privacy reasons, but it's a receptionist job that includes so many like data systems and like so many different roles within the receptionist role. It's like layered, right? So like they don't even have a manager for the receptionist, and there's like 20 receptionists. And I think I've said too much already, but like it's just very badly run, and I'm not surprised. Most people quit. Most people opt out during the summer. That's why I got the job in the first place. It's just not a good place in general to work at, but I think I'm always grateful to have these opportunities because it shows me how hard the normal everyday working class person has to work to survive. And I think I'll always want to remain at least like some sort of working class level to understand or keep understanding the struggles of people, because I think it's insidious that you expect people to work 35 hours at the cusp of full time and yet still not still not value them enough to give them health benefits, to give them insurance, to give them, the adequate breaks they deserve. Like no one deserves to work 7 hours with no break. No one deserves that. No one deserves to work 7, 6, 5 hours without a break, without any empathy. And America is messed up. It's so messed up. And I never want to get to a level where I become apathetic and cozy, because I see so many content creators, I see so many streamers who just live in this bubble. They live in this like, oh, sub to me, and then like they're in their room the entire day, and then they just become about theory, and they're not actually living what they say they care about. How is that not the law? Says Sultan of Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Like I just don't know how we morally came to the conclusion that people are expected to work so many freaking hours and not have like even a bathroom break, because my parents work in warehouses and they can't even step away. They can't step away from work. They can't go to the bathroom unsupervised, and they may even get fired if they're on their phone. But that's the reality for warehouse workers. And then they're subcontracted. They're not directly contracted within the company itself. Like my parents raised me. They've always been I cannot even say that word, subcontracted warehouse workers. And it's led to cycles of poverty, and it doesn't help anyone except the rich. It only helps the corporations, and they already have more than enough money. I get it, they're in a race to the bottom, like they want to cut costs to like improve shareholder value, but it's literally at the cost of human lives, even American citizens who are here legally. I just don't know how we came to think that this was ethical and moral and good. And we say, oh, freedom for all and like peace and equality and all that shit, but like in practice it's not there. Even the teachers in Chicago are like striking because they're not paid enough and they have a union, but that even with a union it's not enough. It's not enough. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I have these experiences though, to be positive, because it reminds me once more what's at stake if we don't stay aware of things. And what will happen if I stay in a bubble? If I stay in my bubble, I'm just going to become complacent. I'm just going to be like, oh, everything's fine. Sub to me. Give me my money. I will live stream my day away. Like, that doesn't benefit anyone. Like, my goal has always been to be educational and also to, like, stay aware of things. I love sustainable fashion. I love fashion. So, like, if you can learn what's happening in the industry, hopefully that makes some sort of impact. If you like the environment, hopefully knowing what's going on makes an impact. If you care about pop culture, but, like, still want to have nuance to that, that's what I care about. But, like, still being very much immersed in reality. Like, we cannot just stay in our room, you know? Sultan of Awesome says, in the near future, America will see that it's not a first world country anymore. Oh my god, I've seen that China is actually like the powerhouse of the globe. Like, they're the ones producing everything. They're the ones that are really the ones wielding the resources, you know, like who have a lot of people, the population. It does come at a heavy cost, so like people are so overworked in China. Like, there's so many exploitation happening there. But without the global south, like, there would be no production of anything, honestly. Like, we rely on the extraction of others, the resources of others to have our comforts. And yet we say we're the top ones. You're going to China next week. It's an amazing country. I actually want to get into silk fan dancing. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but basically it's just like sort of dancing with silk fans. I've seen it on TikTok a lot. I'm not quite sure if I want to get started on practicing that because it's like cultural, maybe appropriation. I'm not sure if it's cultural appropriation, to be honest. I would have to ask a Chinese person, and the only people that have been dancing to silk fans on TikTok are like white people, white women to be specific.
Hi, bro. You ready? Yes, sir.
Wait. Let me pull up TikTok. It's just I'm on the For You page. And that's not good to pull up. I don't know where. You never know what's going to pull up on TikTok For You page. But I'll get started on the news real quick. Before that, I just want to show this. No Chinese person would ever care if you did. They probably would be honored. I probably would have to ask, no? Look, it's so pretty. I'm gonna mute it because I always get copyright striked on YouTube. Ugh. But look, it's so beautiful. I want to practice this so bad. But yeah, I just really need like a workout hobby, and like I need to work out my arms because that's like my biggest insecurity. So I'll keep looking into it. Maybe if I like do it respectfully in my house or something, it will be appreciation. I don't know how it would be appropriation, but I can always look into it a bit more. But it's like so weird how everyone doing silk fan dancing is white. Everyone's white. So yeah, I just don't want to take something that's not mine, you know? And they sell these on Amazon and Temu, and I'm just like, bruh, that doesn't sound right. Like, this is gorgeous. Seriously, don't worry. Yeah. I'm like a pretty like cautious person, but it's such a beautiful art. It's just I didn't see anything anymore discussing silk fan and the Chinese culture relationship. You know what I mean? Like I just want to read something. Maybe I haven't like touched on the right keywords or no one else is thinking about it, but it's really beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of like what I've been thinking about. I actually kind of want to make those on my own because I don't want to buy from Amazon and Temu. That just kind of feels weird. I can buy from like a small shop, but I need to know like what small shops to support. But I literally found this out like a couple of weeks ago, and I've just been thinking about it. I've just been thinking about it. But yeah, I love like Asian culture. I love Japanese culture, Asian culture just in general. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. But other than that, like outside of work, I've been trying to like keep up with content creation. Um, Hello Marissa, welcome. Maybe if you can learn from a Chinese person and give credit to the culture. Yeah, I do think that would be a good idea. Maybe yes, yes. I don't know any like Chinese people on a personal level. Not that I don't want to, it's just I haven't had the opportunity. I could do some research. I can do some research. Would you ever consider Mexican folklore? Mexican folklore dance. That's such a good idea. Please forgive me if I spelled that wrong. No, you spelled it right, girl. Folklorico. Yes. It's kind of like the same movement, right? Wait, let me pull that up. I'm so behind on the news, guys. I'm so behind on my time management. But give me a second. I think we're on to something. I think you guys are enjoying this segment. Oh my gosh. Wait, no way. I didn't even think about that. And I'm Mexican. Am I fake Mexican? Oh my gosh. Let's see. No, I'm not a fake Mexican. I just never thought about it. Folkloric dance. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look, the movements are the same. So if I learn this, I can probably adapt it to the silk fans later on. What if I do both? What if I do both? No, but I have to do the skirt and then I never let it go, so it can only be one. Or I can do an adaptation. I can do one segment that and then one segment with the silk fans and the silk fans can match with the dress. Right? I think I can do an adaptation. Look, this is so pretty. Why need silk fans if you just got a dress? Wait, it's like the same circular movement. Dude, I think we found it. I think we did it. I need one of. What if I make that dress? I could probably make that dress. I just need the right fabric. That would be the most amazing YouTube video. Making the folkloric dress and then like learning how to dance in it and then doing some sort of like weird or like matching silk fan dance with it. You know, like my extra tools in there. I don't think most people who do folkloric stuff do silk fanning. I want to do both. That's the thing. I can't compromise. I want to do both. Even though both would be a lot, but it's fine because I'm a maximalist. Dude, yeah, I'm going to figure out how to make this dress. Yeah, I'm going to figure out how to make this dress. Wow, it's so pretty. Dude, yeah, I completely forgot about this. Ah, my heart is full. I'm not a dancer though, but I can become a dancer. The possibilities are endless right now. But yeah, okay, cool. I'll note that down. I'll note that down. I've also been trying to think about live streaming ideas, and I really want to do IRL streams. I'm way behind time. This is going to be a huge live stream. I'm going to be on here for like 7:30 at 8 p.m. because I'm so behind and there's so much to talk about. Every time I go on live stream, I feel like I'm rushing to get through everything that I want to talk about. But I will be live streaming again tomorrow to play. Is it Infinity Nikki? Infinity Nikki? Is that what I'm playing? I don't think I'm playing Infinity Nikki. I need a second monitor. I'm going to buy it after Friday's paycheck. I think I'll play Bratz tomorrow. But, anyways, on Thursday, I'll do another news segment. And then Friday, I'll do another gaming segment. I'm on my plan grind. I got a plan. And so I've been thinking a lot about IRL streams with that. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I got major ADHD right now. There's so much to talk about. Okay, wait. plan. Wait, where is it? Okay. Live stream ideas. So the plan with IRL streams, I blanked. I had so many ideas and my brain crashed. So my plan, I was thinking today, is to dress up, like invite you guys into like my makeup journey, like get ready with me basically, because I yap and I can do my makeup as I yap, and then I can wear like something interesting. Maybe I can wear like Mexican artisanal stuff, like show you my closet and stuff, and then go get Dunkin' Donuts like to start off the stream. I love matchas. That's the only way you can get me out of the house if I don't have to go to work. And then fun live stream ideas IRL is going to Chicago and looking at the vintage shops, doing like fashion shows, like coming up with fashion shows, because I know a lot of people in the industry. It's just I don't bother talking to them. I can do like dress to impress IRL streams. I can do stuff like make things on stream. Sorry, I have to burp. Oh my god, I drank too much coffee. Make things on stream like a newspaper dress. I can upcycle sport jerseys into dresses. I can make a piñata on stream. I can thrift shop. I already said that one. Go to vintage festivals. Design underwear on stream. Make them on stream. I can do everything on stream. And the thing is, for my receptionist job, they change my schedule all the freaking time, so I can actually go live more the first week of September. So most likely I will be doing some of these ideas. Because how is it that they say, oh, we're going to give you 3 days a week? Sorry. They said they would schedule me 3 days a week, and then they took hours off for the first week of September. So yeah, there will be more IRL streams. Do like maybe in the future a fashion Olympics where people compete to do like fashion stuff. That'd be so fun. That's when I have money, obviously. Oh, make a dress from cereal boxes. Make a teddy bear plushie dress. See, this is when I say I'm not as serious as I come off, because I'd be thinking, how do I make a teddy bear plushie doll bear dress? Yeah, I said that right? Teddy bear plushie dress. Yeah. I want to make a teddy bear plushie dress. Make a dress from McDonald's bags. Make a jacket from chip bags. Make a gown from shopping bags. Make a bag out of men's ties. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to do. I feel like it's going to work because it takes so long and I can be on live stream for hours. And I have a GoPro. So I can make it work. I can make it work. I can talk for hours about the weirdest things. And talking about hours and time, we shall get into the news because it is time to get into controversy. I don't know if you guys have seen, but basically E.l.f. has been under fire because they used a man. They used a man for their freaking brand. Who uses a man, a white man, to promote your makeup that is for women? I don't get the audacity nowadays. Who is running these freaking corporations? Because they're pissing me off. First we got American Eagle, and then we have E.l.f. thinking, oh, a white man will perfectly describe our demographic, and he will definitely, get the money going, get the money rolling, get the bread, they say. But that doesn't work because Matt, that random white guy, has been in so much controversy and does not have the best reputation with females. So the article by Today says a recent E.l.f. cosmetics ad featuring Matt Rife has sparked controversy online due to the comedian's contentious past. In the beauty brand's new commercial, Rife and drag queen Heidi N. Closet star as attorneys responsible for protecting consumers from the beauty injustice of overpriced makeup. Bro, E.l.f. is expensive. I started off buying from them and then I had to move away from them because they started jacking up their prices, which is a common practice in business. Trust me, I studied business in college. Bro, they start off cheap and then they raise the price because they know they've gotten the trust of consumers and they know that you're willing to pay more because they know you're using the products and they can justify it being like, oh, they're going to be loyal. Bruh. No. You can't just raise the price just because people are buying shit. But the article goes on to say the stand-up's comedian appearance in the ad drew backlash from critics, who cited his previous comments about domestic violence. Why are people talking about the ad, and how did e.l.f. Cosmetics respond? Here's what you need to know. What does the e.l.f. Cosmetics ad depict? Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Sorry, I'm like slurring my words because I'm talking so fast. So it says in the campaign, Rife and Heidi and Closet star as two lawyers at the law offices of e.l.f. and Charmony's. Bro, what the law office of e.l.f. and Charmony's? What is this words? Defending consumers from expensive cosmetic projects. The ad, which promotes the brand's best sellers, The ad, which promotes the brand's best sellers, is a humorous take on typical lawyer advertisements and seems to parody old commercials from law firms Celino and Barnes. The pair, dressed in suits as they pose in an office, tells viewers that as affordable beauty attorneys, they're ready to win their overpriced makeup case. Bro, what is going on? Gotta check the audio because I feel like I'm screaming. Okay. I'm gonna get that second monitor and you won't ever see the OBS behind the scenes ever again. So the duo also asked viewers to call 1-855 Cold Hard Lash. I'll take a play on Cold Hard Cash, which is a play on the long phone number given during law advertisements. Elfino and Charmony's has gone to e.l.f. courts for millions of clients, helping them access beauty products they deserve at prices that won't ensure their livelihoods. Bro, why do we need a white man fighting for cosmetic injustice? Oh my god. Wait, let's just watch it.
Hey girl, has overpriced beauty hurt your wallet?
E.l.f. that.
Elfino and Schmarns have gone to e.l.f. court for millions of clients, helping them to access beauty products they deserve at prices that won't injure their livelihoods.
Just ask the elfin people.
I know a thing or two about red flags. And pricey makeup, you deserve better than that.
You.
Bruh, did you just make it seem like you understand red flags and still felt encouraged enough to like connect it to this brand? Are you serious?
Flags. And pricey makeup, you deserve better than that.
You may be entitled to benefits.
Let's get you those eyes, lips, funds.
Find out what your case and face are really worth.
Call us at 1-855-COLD-HARD-LASH.
That's 1-855-265-34.
273-2274.
This is late stage capitalism's best friend in the making. Bro, this is late stage capitalism. This screams Hunger Games. What the hell is going on?
How people gonna remember that?
Well, here's a number you can remember. $9.
Elfino and Schwartz, affordable beauty attorneys, will win the elfing case for your eyes, lips, and face.
Bro, what is going on?
Call 1-855-265-3427.
373-2274.
Call me.
Oh my god, we're so fucking screwed with these companies. Bro, what was that? I couldn't even stop pausing it. I kept pausing it because it was so freaking cringe. Bro, how many people worked on this? How many people worked on this? People need to get fired. They need to get fired ASAP. I don't know who was the mastermind, but they need to get fired. This was the most cringe commercial I've ever seen in my freaking life.
Hey, girl.
Oh my, why is it still playing? Who worked on this? Because I need to like call them and check on them because there's something wrong. There's something wrong with them. Everyone who approved this needs to wake up. You can't have a man advocating for women. Like, let the women advocate and empower each other. We don't need a white man right now, okay? Everyone in here commenting about Matt while I'm here thinking this commercial was playing awful. It was so bad. It was not even cringe. It was bad. My low buy is becoming a no buy. Thanks all for hiring Matt Rife and making it so easy. Dude, where was the products at? It was in a briefcase. And it was like within the money, but like, bro, we didn't really see the products anywhere. We saw it here. Let me mute this before it plays. Okay, we saw it here. That was it. But if you look at the packaging, it's just basic makeup. Like, it's nothing that's out of the world. It's not special. Like, people mostly buy it because they don't have money. It's a lower priced item. And then, look, they just try to associate it with money. But, like, if you're buying from e.l.f., you don't got money. So, like, you're making it seem like you're getting more for your buck. Is that what people are alluding to? Marissa says, I had to step away, so my response is delayed, but I love the streaming ideas. Nice. Don't worry. Step away all the time. No, don't. Yeah. But my streaming ideas, they're in work in progress, and they will eventually happen. Most likely the first week of September. But look, going back to this, okay, they have the mascaras and the pen thing. They have a mascara here that's literally blending into the desk. They got what looks like eyelashes here. You know, this would have been a perfect place to put eyelashes, like, right there. And then more products here. But I just don't get why they're everywhere. And they should have put more here on the sides, here. It's just you can't really see them in the briefcase. They just emphasize money so much. Like, it's very telling what they're wanting. They want the money. And how did they get the idea of, like, lawyer stuff? Like, what was that about? You can't even see the products over here. They should have put something in here and there. Wait, what is that? Oh, is that just a random tie? Okay, I thought that was something else. But why is this clothing so big? Like, nothing fits that well either. So it just feels comical, like cheap. The drawers out over here. There's no products there. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Rage bait is the newest and most successful marketing tactic these days. Honestly, I feel like that's what it is. It's like maybe marketing rage bait, because what else would this be? Maybe it was to feature more controversy around the campaign, but that's never a good thing for those facing it. Like, they always get canceled. And then, like, the red flag thing that Matt was saying, I feel like it was intentional. Oh my god. I think they issued an apology or something. But yeah, the article is just talking about his weird jokes against women. He apologized, basically. Oh no, he defended them. He defended the jokes he made during the special. Rife shared that natural selection was designed to cater to a male audience, as he wanted to show people he doesn't pander his career to women. What? Oh my god. Okay, so on August 13, e.l.f. Cosmetics posted a statement on Instagram regarding the campaign. You know us. We're always listening, and we've heard you. Bro, what does that even say? Oh, this campaign aimed to humorously spotlight beauty and justice. We understand we miss the mark with people who care about our e.l.f. community. I don't think I can pull up because I'm not signed in. While e.l.f. and Noah Schwarmney's closes today, will continue to make the case against overpriced beauty. Oh my god, he literally commented and said, had a great time. Bro, you gotta be... Bro, it still seems like he's joking. Oh no, one comment says, to think I used to use your products to cover the bruises my ex left on my face. How ironic. Customer loss button. I was literally in Walmart the other day. Wait, let me switch it back to me. Oh, my foot's asleep. My foot's asleep. My foot. Ow. My foot's asleep. And I was thinking about what makeup to, oh, my foot. My foot. I was really, I can't. I was thinking about what makeup to use, and I've been running out of mascara, and I want the cheapest option because I always go for Milani. It's this one. I'm not sure if it's ethical or sustainable. I'm not quite there yet in my journey, But Milani, man, it's so good. It's such a great brand. I use the 115 as my foot wakes up. All the tingles are back. The tingles are back. I use the high rated anti-gravity mascara. And it's running out. I use another one, but it's a cheap one. It's by LA Color. It's also another cheap brand. I think it's like the rival of e.l.f. Oof, my foot's asleep, sorry. It's called Boomtastic Volumizing Mascara. I use a combination of both of those to... I can't get it. You can't see it because this camera's trash. But you can see. It's just a LA Colors mascara. I use a combination of this one and that one to do my mascara, but it doesn't work. I need more power on my eyelashes. I have thick eyelashes. It's just I pulled them out because of stress, and then they grow back, and then the mascara won't like curl them up because they're naturally straight. So I have to constantly apply and apply. So I go through a lot of mascara. For eyeliner, I use Maybelline. I'm trying to get to like clean beauty though. That's Maybelline. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You can tell. Yeah, you can tell. And this one is the espresso color, Unstoppable. If I didn't use eyeliner, I would look like a rabbit. That was not the right term. My eyes would just look huge. And then I use Milani concealer and foundation. I literally am like doing stuff 24/7, and this is like the foundation that comes the closest to actually being the most useful to me. But it's just with the primer that I use, it's not strong enough, so I think I need to use stronger primer to keep the makeup on for like 24/7. But I use the Milani Make It Last 30 SPF primer, but it makes it like greasy. Maybe it's just because it's like 100 degrees and 90% humid. It never lasts. And then for the eye what's it called? Liquid liner? The thing that goes on top? I'm so bad with makeup. I just do this shit and hope it works. I use this CoverGirl espresso liquid liner for the top of my eyes. It doesn't even look like I have anything on my eyes. I barely put anything on. And this lasts me for a couple months. But I'm running out. And then I kind of contour my face a bit because it's very plain. And I use LA Colors contour stick. This is like $1 at the Dollar Tree. It's like a tan. It's a tan color, I think. Yeah. But that's basically my makeup routine. Oh, I do put concealer on. I have them all in this baggie. But I use the Milani concealer just as an extra thing because I have huge under eyes. I look so tired in the mornings because I'm always tired. I do a million things throughout the day. So this is kind of like my makeup look, even though it doesn't look like I did anything. But if I want to like cover the darker spots, I do that before stream. So imagine having my face washed, because this is what my face looks like after all of this product. So you can tell I'm like tired when I wash my face. But that's really it. That's all I use. So when I look at e.l.f., it's like not a necessary purchase basically. But I do want some affordable pieces. Some affordable extras. I don't use really blush. I don't do bronzer really. I don't do lip gloss. I don't do like highlight. Nothing really that out of the world. I just use the foundation and concealer to cover up how tired I am. But yeah, this is literally my kit. This is like eye contact drops because my eyes are always like active, I guess. But it's just so weird how they thought a man for a cosmetics brand was appropriate. But I mean, if it was like a ethical man, like a good man, I wouldn't really mind that much. But like, we all know women are the main audience to makeup consumption, you know? Oh my god. But they were saying that a theory is that maybe e.l.f. selected him because his TikTok audience is largely female and under the age of 34, which is the brand's sweet spot. So maybe the backlash was a surprise to the brand. I do wonder if there's anything online analyzing this, because I would love some more takes. But yeah, I'm not going to buy from e.l.f. anytime soon. I don't support them. Not after this. Let's see. Come on.
Hey girl, has overpriced beauty hurt your wallet?
E.l.f. that.
e.l.f. Cosmetics is responding after getting backlash for its new ad featuring controversial comedian Matt Rife. In a new post, the makeup brand tells its followers, "You know us, we're always listening, and we've heard you," adding, "This campaign aimed to humorously spotlight beauty injustice. We understand we missed the mark with people we care about in our e.l.f. community." The statement, referencing its ad, continues, "While Elfino and Schmarnez closes today, we'll continue to make the case against overpriced beauty." In the brand's video, which is still posted on its social media pages, the comedian appears with drag queen Heidi in closet in a legal ad parody promoting budget-friendly makeup. Social media users were quick to respond, with one commenting, "e.l.f., I'ma hold your hand when I say this. Just because you got a drag queen in the mix does not mean it's a green light for Matt Rife." Another says, "Ooh, Matt Rife, the guy who jokes about domestic violence in an ad targeted to women? That's, a choice." The comedian previously sparked outrage over a domestic violence joke he told in his 2023 Netflix special, Natural Selection.
I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. And it wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
At the time, in response to online backlash, Rife doubled down, releasing a link to a, quote, apology for those who have been offended by his jokes. The link led followers to a website selling what were described as special needs helmets for children and adults. E! News has reached out to reps for Rife in response to the controversy, but has not yet heard back.
I would choose the bear. I would choose the bear. If it was between a man and a bear, I would choose the bear. I would choose the bear. I would choose the bear. Moving on. Moving on. Boycott e.l.f. if you haven't already, because what the hell are they doing? Okay, going into positive news, we're going to talk about how eBay is returning to Fashion Month. They're going to actually have some PreLoved runway shows, and they're going to be inviting designers across the world. Which is positive news because I love eBay. I actually started reselling stuff on eBay when I was 22 years old. I was 22 years old when I started reselling for the first time. It was through a non-profit. Wait, I'll share the story real quick before I get into the article. But I started reselling on eBay when I was 22. But I had an internship there at 21, my summer going into my last year of college. And basically, I would upload items that people donated to the center to basically make money for those most in need, the vulnerable, who were either homeless, there were marginalized communities like low-income communities, whether Latino or white, whatever. They could be given access to these resources from the money that I would raise through eBay. And we had a little small thrift store in the back that people could shop at. It was free. It gave them the choice to choose what they wanted. But because we got so much donations for the thrift store that there was so much excess, that's where the original idea for the eBay came up, and we just continued it. So I helped run the thrift store for the center, and then I helped run the eBay for the center. And that's what I had interned for at 21. So when I got the job after graduation, I was fully trained. I knew what I had to do. eBay was my thing. I knew how to list things. I knew what sold, what didn't sell. I knew how to run a thrift store, basically. I was basically the manager of a thrift store for the needy, for the community, for the most vulnerable, for an entire diocese. The diocese of a Catholic structure, whatever, encompasses a lot of different counties. It was like probably like 5 counties. And I would go to these official meetings and be like, oh, people need this, this, and this. We had like 1,000 drop-offs this month. And I would like look over the eBay. So very intense job. They only paid $16 an hour. The center eventually closed because the person running the center before me mismanaged it for years. So we were actually like we hadn't been making money for like years. That was not my fault. I try to save it. But if you all remember, in 2019, there was something that happened called COVID. And when there's stress, COVID, and the impulsiveness of a 22-year-old, I quit. And later on, they were like, yeah, we shut down the entire center. So I kind of felt guilty because of the shutdown of the center, because it did help the most vulnerable. But that center was almost like down the dumpster, basically, already before I got hired. They were trying to make me make $100,000 a year through eBay. And I was like, well, if I can make $100,000 a year on eBay, like, I would not be working for this nonprofit for $16 an hour. Why am I going to pay myself and more through the eBay efforts when I can just do this on my own? So I quit. Can you imagine? You only get 30 hours a week for $16 an hour, and they tell you have to make the center profitable again after it's been mismanaged for 20 years, and you barely learned how to use eBay like last year when you were an intern. I'm gonna make this 100K on my own terms. Duh. So I love eBay. eBay and me go way back. We are homies. I understand eBay. I was 21 years old like 7 years ago, and I still use eBay even though it has random fees and it's kind of difficult to use compared to Depop. But let's get into this because I will always be a eBay lover girl. Let's go to the website. Okay, so let's have some AI robot reading happen. Because I need to sip my coffee.
eBay Endless Runway, a global circular fashion initiative, is back for its second year to reinforce PreLoved fashion's place on runways. This season features new partnerships with top fashion designers, including Erdem, LUR, Altazera, Kalmeyer, and Aluelia, in collaboration with leading fashion councils, including the Council of Fashion Designers of America, CFDA, British Fashion Council, BFC, and Fédération de la Mode Circulaire, FMC. Representing the world's fashion capitals of New York, London, Milan, and Paris, participating designers will incorporate PreLoved pieces from previous collections into their Spring/Summer 2026 SS26 collections. From archival runway pieces to PreLoved staples, each runway look will make a bold statement about the power of PreLoved and the relevance of circularity on fashion's biggest stage. In addition, eBay will present its own PreLoved runway shows, shoppable in real time via eBay Live during New York Fashion Week and London Fashion Week, with eBay resident stylists Brie Welch and Amy Bannerman at the helm. eBay Endless Runway reflects the permanent shift in how people shop. As consumer interest in resale continues to grow, eBay is not only leading the charge toward a more sustainable, fashionable future, it's also making it easier than ever for shoppers to choose PreLoved with confidence and style. I am thrilled to partner with eBay Endless Runway for Spring/Summer 2026, said Erdem Morelioglu, founder and creative director of Erdem. Reimagining an archival Erdem look within a circular fashion format offers a unique opportunity to explore continuation of a narrative, design, and sustainability. eBay is where vintage finds, pre-loved pieces, and emerging designer fashion converge, offering the most dynamic selection for the most diverse fashion marketplace in the world, said Alexis Hoops, VP of Global Fashion at eBay. With eBay Endless Runway, we're continuing to prove that pre-loved fashion is leading the global conversation around circularity.
Okay, let's read the rest of this. It's just like a PR statement. I'll see if I find anything more like interesting to listen to. Oh no, I don't want to print this. Oh god. How do I go back? Jack, I swear I'm not a millennial. I'm not a millennial.
A leader in circular fashion. The global resale market surged to $205 billion in 2024, marking its fourth consecutive year of double-digit growth. On eBay alone, nearly 40% of all clothing, shoes, and accessories sold last year were pre-loved, and users searched for vintage more than 1,200 times a minute. With close to 2.4 billion listings across the marketplace, including rare, branded fashion, eBay offers an unmatched selection that fuels moments of discovery shoppers can't find anywhere else. In May, eBay unveiled the eBay Watch List, its first data-driven trend report reflecting the pre-loved shopping behaviors of eBay's 134 million users. eBay also brought pre-loved to the red carpet this year at the 2025 Met Gala, where celebrities including Emma Chamberlain, Jeremy Pope, La Roche, and Chappell Roan wore pre-loved designer pieces sourced from the marketplace. A call to embrace pre-loved fashion this fashion month. Email Endless Runway at ebay.com to join the movement and take part in shaping the future of fashion. Follow.
Okay, I got
The
it.
eBay Endless Runway shows will take place on September 10th in New York and September 18th in London. Additional details will be announced soon. About eBay. eBay Incorporated, NASDAQ.
Okay. So it's gonna happen September 10th in New York. I want to be in New York so bad. September 10th, New York. September 18th, London. Urgh. Why does everyone get to live beautiful lives and I don't? Returns of Fashion Month. Pre-loved runway shows. There were in other fashion weeks. Let's see. Wait. My voice is leaving me. Okay. Copy and paste. Oh my god, I'm giving millennial vibes today. Cannot copy and paste. I cannot read. Ooh, okay, so this is this. That's me. Don't pay attention to that. Let's see. And why is there so many spam YouTube videos about this? Let's see. I want to see a past one. A past one. No examples. Okay, so, oh, they actually partnered with Emma Chamberlain? Dang, they got money like that?
We're strapped.
John Cena. Wow, their YouTube channel is popping off. Pokemon card rarities, chasing the 90s grails, eBay shipping updates. He really likes Pokemon cards. Let's see, what else he got? eBay finds classic gaming gets with strawberry. Okay. Nothing about pre-loved fashion runway shows. Alright. There weren't a lot of like fashion weeks last year, so I'm not surprised about this, to be honest. They did have a lot of like fashion commercials, which I did cover in some of my past live streams. So they're going to be collaborating with the Council of Fashion Designers of America, British Fashion Council, and the Fédération de la Mode Circulaire for the spring-summer 2026. That's so cool. Can I be invited? Can I be invited See, the thing is, you have to email them to get more information, so it does seem a bit exclusive. You have to show interest to get invited. So I don't think it's like a huge, big thing, you know? It's more low-key for those really interested in eBay. But, like, if you don't read their PR stuff or you don't follow them that closely, you're not gonna find out, you know? You're not gonna, like, be aware of this. But I'm so excited. I do want to watch those shows. If they could live stream it, that would be great. I would watch that happily. Fashion Dive covered it. Oh, nice. Let's look at that. Press on it. Press on it. Let's read it. Let's do it.
eBay's PreLoved Circular Runway initiative to return this September. eBay is launching its Endless Runway event, a global circular fashion initiative, for the second year in September, according to a Thursday press release. The event will feature pre-loved items, including archival runway pieces, from various collections included with the designer's Spring-Summer 2026 collections. New partnerships this year include designers Erdem, Luar, Althusara, Kalmeyer and Ahluwalia. eBay said these partnerships represent the world's fashion capitals of New York, London, Milan and Paris. Each runway look will make a bold statement about the power of pre-loved and the relevance of circularity on fashion's biggest stage, the company said in the release. eBay will host its own pre-loved runway shows with a real-time shopping component via eBay Live during New York Fashion Week and London Fashion Week. eBay's Endless Runway program reflects the permanent shift in how people shop, the company said, citing growth in consumer interest in resale. eBay is where vintage finds, pre-loved pieces, and emerging designer fashion converge, offering the most dynamic selection for the most diverse fashion marketplace in the world, Alexis Hoops, vice president of global fashion at eBay, said in the release. Last year, nearly 40% of all clothing, shoes and accessories sold on eBay were pre-owned, per the release. The word vintage was searched more than 1,200 times a minute, with close to 2.4 billion listings across the marketplace. The event is produced in collaboration with the Council of Fashion Designers of America, British Fashion Council and Fédération de la Mode Circulaire. The eBay Endless Runway shows will take place September 10th in New York and September 18th in London.
Oh la la, it will be live streamed. eBay Live during New York Fashion Week and London Fashion Week. I wonder at what time. Is that a live streaming day? What day is it? September 18th. What day does that fall under? It falls under Thursday! Thursday. Oh, maybe I can live stream it. Like live. Watch it live on the live. How meta. Let's do it. It's also going to be live stream in London. So there's going to be 2 different events basically that will be live streamed. Yes, I love this. Wait, you know what would be a fun live stream? If I buy a bunch of stuff that's interesting for me to wear on eBay and then do like my own runway show. Big brain moment. Big brain moment. I think the coffee's kicking in. Oh my gosh. Oh, did I say that I found a bunch of princess style dresses in the Goodwill bins that I'm going to be selling on eBay? I don't think they're going to sell well on Depop. Like most of the time when we're looking for like gowns or like fancy stuff or like more vintage stuff, we look at eBay, you know? So I'm going to put like the 20 to 30 dresses on eBay. I feel like I'm about to throw up. Wait, let me see if it can. It's called Worthington dresses. Yeah, they're Worthington, the brand. And they're like these pink princess style dresses. Let me see if I can look them up. Because the dresses are downstairs and I do not feel like grabbing them. Adult dresses. I-B. Don't know how to spell. Okay. And they retail for like $170 to $180. They're JCPenney dresses. But still, like when you think about prom dresses, you most likely go to Macy's or JCPenney. So it's like a trusted brand. I immediately recognized it. Let's see if I can find it. It's like prom style dresses basically, or like more formal dresses. And they retail again for like $170 to $180, but I'm gonna sell them for $40 plus shipping. And I'm gonna like weigh them before I sell them. Here, let's look at that. Here, this is a website, the JCPenney website under Worthington. There you go. But yeah, I'm gonna weigh the dresses, and then most likely it's gonna be like $10, $12 most for shipping. But they were so pretty. Let's see if I can find them. These are not it. Let's see. And I was going crazy putting them in my cart. And then other people were helping me. They're like this. They're like this style. They're so beautiful. I think I'm going to keep one for myself, to be honest. I'm most likely going to wear it in my IRL streams. Because, like, it's so boring. People, blah, blah, blah. It's so boring seeing people wear the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, it would really be fun to watch someone suffer in a fancy dress. And sometimes you're like, oh, I can only wear this dress for this occasion, or I can only wear this for prom. Like, no, I think you can wear whatever you want for no reason. You can wear a prom dress like this to just go shop at Walmart, to just go get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, you know? People are going to be like, oh my God, where are you going? Nowhere. Going nowhere. And then I saw some that were like this. Not Amazon. Like this sort of cute style. And then what else? I saw this like asymmetrical cut that's super popular this year. Like this flow. It was so pretty. They look like this. Yeah, like this. They were all like pink colored. And the blue, like the light blue. You will see them on eBay. I think I'll put them on Depop. It doesn't hurt to put them on Depop. But when I saw them, I was hyped, bro. I went on Thursday. I went to the Goodwill bins on Thursday. Why am I stuttering so much? I went to the bins Thursday. But yeah. I'm so excited. And they're like all in the basement right now. They're like sorted away. And I'll be listing them like in 2-3 weeks. But I love eBay. I love it so much. They charge like $6 a month to have the account live. And then they grab a portion in every transaction. But it's not that much. It's like probably like $2 or $1. $1, I think. Yeah, $1. Okay. But let's move on to the next thing. Sheeran is once more doing the least. So by Forbes it says ultra fast fashion blah blah blah. I cannot read. Ultra fast fashion blamed for industry's first rise in carbon emissions in 4 years. I'm freaking stuck. They lie and they lie and they lie and they lie and they lie. Here, let's listen.
Progress on sustainable fashion is being undercut by the rise of ultra-fast fashion, a new report has found. The Apparel Impact Institute's latest roadmap to net zero report shows that fashion's carbon emissions rose 7.5% in 2023, the first time emissions have risen since it started collating the data in 2019. It has linked the rise to increased use of virgin polyester and production of clothing. The report states, while our methodology limits the attribution we can make to any specific company or category, we assume that the rise of ultra-fast fashion brands is a key contributor to this increase. Many sustainable fashion campaigners have warned the environmental impact of fashion is worsening, despite widespread awareness, because of ultra-fast fashion, and the report provides new evidence. Companies such as Shein and Temu have had a meteoric rise in the past 5 years, appealing to Western customers with a huge offering at bargain basement prices. Shein's market share in the global apparel sector grew to 1.53% in 2024, ahead of fast fashion rivals Zara and H&M, and third overall in the ranking, only behind Adidas and Nike, according to the Global Data Apparel Intelligence Center. When it comes to these ultra-fast fashion companies, we don't have any visibility into the work they're doing. They tend to not be collaborative with the sector around co-investing and pooling resources around supply chain improvement, says Louis Perkins, president and CEO of Apparel Impact Institute via video call. In May, Shein had its net zero by 2050 target validated by the Science Based Targets initiative. However, critics have questioned whether this is achievable under its current business model. Ken Pucker, a professor in sustainable business dynamics at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth and the Fletcher School at Tufts University, posted on LinkedIn, "Will they achieve their plan? I'm dubious." Pucker's post highlighted how, by its own reporting, Shein's emissions rose 45% in 2023 to 16.7 million tons, a 175% increase from 2021. More for you. How Google's Pixel 10 Pro will change smartphones forever. Bitcoin price crash fears gather as crypto braces for a Fed shock. Apple iPhone 17 Pro, striking new design leaks in new report. Perkins remains hopeful but skeptical about the move. As an optimist, I'd like to think that, for a lot of these companies, the light bulb is going off. But they're promises without real proof of action at this point. He adds that any large company signing up for science-based targets now has a lot of catching up to do. Perkins hopes that some of the ultra-fast fashion brands might join the Apparel Impact Institute in a mutually beneficial way to help them reach their climate goals and fund improvements in the supply chain. We'd like to see everyone take accountability. If we had more involvement, we could continue to lower cost and have greater reach. The report lists the comparative cost of recycled polyester to virgin polyester as one of the barriers to wider adoption. In return, the Institute could help these brands meet their carbon goals, access lower interest funding, and talk about their environmental commitments with less risk of greenwashing. The prompt: get the week's biggest AI news on the buzziest companies and boldest breakthroughs in your inbox. Email address. Sign up. By signing up, you agree to receive this newsletter. Shein, in particular, is facing a lot of scrutiny. Earlier this month, Shein was fined €1 million, $1.169 million, by the Italian government under greenwashing regulation, and in the UK, where Shein has filed for an IPO. Pushbacks thought to be linked to its ethical credentials have stalled proceedings. Of course, Shein isn't the only brand engaged in this model. Many have been keen to replicate its success, and France is taking further action on all ultra-fast fashion brands. In June, the French Senate backed a law which would impose sanctions including taxing items with a low eco score and banning advertising and influencer partnerships of fast fashion.
Well, aren't we surprised? Aren't we just so surprised that they're actually doing worse than when they started reporting their stuff a couple years ago? Why? What a surprise! What a surprise! Their emissions rose 45% in 2023 to 16.7 million tons and a 175% increase from 2021. Can we be optimistic about these brands? I don't think so. No. Every moment has proven that they are not reliable. This report is how many pages? 23 pages. Oh, hell no. I already got bored looking at this. You see, the thing is, they gotta make a video about this. They gotta, make this information more accessible, because 23 pages is great for the industry, but, for the average consumer, most people are not gonna read that report. But at least now we have a general idea that Shein is to blame for a lot of the carbon emissions within the industry. Wow. Why am I so surprised? It's like the same thing over and over again. They're gonna continue to lie until they can get away with anything they want to get away with. Sheeran's carbon emissions. Let's take a look at that. Sheeran's carbon emissions in 4 years has been very intense. I love this animation, Sheeran. What does he have to say?
It's just been reported that Shein now produces more pollution than any other large fashion house, and the amount of carbon emissions it produces is staggering. Last year, Shein alone produced 16.7 million tons of carbon dioxide, which is just as large as some countries. And unfortunately, it continues to get worse, with their carbon dioxide production nearly tripling in the last 3 years, as you can see on this chart from the Business of Fashion article. Shein is getting ready to become a publicly traded company. And what
This is an old video, by the way. But they've had their reputation of being the worst company. I do want to watch this video.
Sorry to interrupt.
About the cultural appropriation of the Oaxacan community through Willy Chavarria. I covered it in the last live stream, but I do want to watch it again through this take.
I'm
through
strangling them. I'm beating them so that they disappear.
Through this angle of artisans. So we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna definitely.
It's just
watch
been
that.
reported that Shein.
But let's look into what else we can find about Sheeran's carbon emissions before we move on. But I mean, the report does not lie, and it's not a surprise. We all know that Sheeran is not a good player in the industry. Let's see, what else can I find? Let's see. Sheeran weighs moving back to China? What?
This is a
No.
really significant piece of new information that we've uncovered. We do know that Shein really has been in a bind in terms of trying to get this IPO off the ground. It hasn't managed to get regulatory approval in New York or London. Now it's trying to IPO in Hong Kong, where that approval from China is all the more necessary. But what we also know is that Chinese regulators really see, Shein's efforts to sort of pretend that, not pretend, but sort of not be perceived as a Chinese company. It moved its headquarters to Singapore in 2021. What that means is, China does not get any of its taxation. China does not have oversight of the data that it collects. And we do know that these are issues that, with the regulator has held up the approval for them to go public. So, Shein really, this would be a big Hail Mary move for them. It would be a huge change to their structure moving back to China, but it might be the only way that they can IPO.
And Rachel,
Oh, brother, it keeps getting worse.
do we have a timetable for this? Do we know when?
We don't. We know that the talks are very preliminary. The work is preliminary. We do not know for sure that they'll move forward with it, but we do know that Shein really does not have many options right now. Its valuation in private markets has also fallen quite a bit because its business is facing a lot of headwinds. The loss of the de minimis waiver that allowed its parcels to go to U.S. consumers duty-free. That's under Trump's tariff barrage. That has really affected its business as well. So Shein is really looking for a way now to get those initial investors the exit that it needs before their business conditions deteriorate even more.
Did you know
Let them fall, man. Like, we don't need them to survive. I like how they're facing so much difficulty from getting the IPO status to happen in other countries where they have to go back to China. It's worrisome if they do go back to China because it'll affect that country negatively, I believe, in my opinion. And it's just been proving they just damaged the globe. Like, you do not want to be affiliated with that brand. And they're being pushed out of France. They're being pushed out of a lot of different countries. So hopefully that trend continues where they find a lot of back push to have their business operate within certain countries. I don't see anything specifically about carbon emissions with Shein. Nothing is recent, nothing has really been made, but just know their emissions are getting worse and worse and worse, and they keep lying about it. They just keep on lying about it. So we're gonna move on to this video breaking down the controversy of Willy Chavarria to have more of a grounded perspective on it from the community versus just having takes given by me. But I do want it to be not auto-dubbed. I don't want it auto-dubbed. But I don't know how to take it off. How do you take off auto-dubs? Oh, there we go. Original. Originale. Originale.
La ropa de los pueblos, que utilizan los pueblos, y cómo es utilizada como una mercancía. Y esta mañana vamos a hablar sobre la polémica, Diana, por estos guaraches Oaxaca Slip-On de Willy Chavarría y de Adidas. ¿Qué nos puedes compartir sobre esto, querida Diana?
Pues mira, cuando salió precisamente a luz pública, sí hubo mucha, o al menos se está comentando en estos momentos, entre ayer, antier, en Oaxaca, pues la presencia de un guarache que pues, lo promociona esta marca, ¿no? Lo difunde y además pertenece o se reconoce que pertenece a la comunidad de Yalalaj en Oaxaca. Y justamente hoy el gobernador se pronunció en contra de esta empresa y mencionó que presentarán demandas, dice, ¿no? En coordinación con la comunidad yalalteca, precisamente por apropiarse de unos guaraches oaxaqueños, aunque le haya puesto Oaxaca Slip On, pues dice que es parte de una comunidad y pues no se menciona ni quiénes son, de quién es la, como a quién fue la inspiración, ¿no? Porque me imagino que si lo vieron algún artesano, artesana, ni siquiera lo menciona Adidas tampoco, ¿no? Es lo que siempre han peleado precisamente o discutido los pueblos y quienes, los artistas, los artesanos en Oaxaca, que no se les da ese reconocimiento, ¿no? O sea, claro, es bonito, es hermoso que tu diseño o la artesanía de tu pueblo se difunda en todo el mundo, pero nunca se menciona quién lo hizo, en quién fue inspirado, cómo se llama la persona, o sea, la artesana o el artesano. Entonces, y ni siquiera mencionaba que era de una comunidad de Yalalaj, o sea, Adidas nada más dice Oaxaca y ya, pero pues sabedores que Oaxaca tiene 570 municipios y hay muchos pueblos indígenas, casi todos somos pueblos indígenas, entonces no lo hace, ¿no? Entonces es una más de esta batalla que viven los pueblos, a pesar de que hay leyes, tanto federales como estatales, que defienden o que protegen, pero pareciera que pues estas marcas no, simplemente se lo pasan por el arco del triunfo y no obedecen o no toman en cuenta precisamente estas leyes que hay en Oaxaca en contra de esta apropiación cultural, ¿no? Porque se han hecho muchas iniciativas, de hecho una fue en el 2021, cuando el Congreso de Oaxaca aprobó la reforma al párrafo cuarto del artículo 16 de la Constitución local con el objetivo de evitar el plagio, dice, los diseños de la cultura oaxaqueña. En ese entonces la iniciativa fue por la diputada morenista Gloria Sánchez López, que aprobó castigar el saqueo del patrimonio cultural material e inmaterial de los pueblos y comunidades indígenas y afromexicanas, protegiendo la propiedad intelectual colectiva y los elementos que la conforman. O sea, hay una ley, imagínate, desde el 2021, o sea, casi 5 años más bien, y pues no, 4 años, perdón, y pues no ocurre nada, ¿no? Así ha pasado Levi's, han pasado otras marcas, y inclusive propios marcas chinas, como hay una lucha contra eso, que todo lo han hecho industrializado, los diseños, por ejemplo, del Istmo de Tehuantepec, los diseños mazatecos, lo producen en serie y los venden obviamente baratísimos, para que ellos con la idea de que sea al alcance de las personas, pero, o sea, hay una ley y pareciera que pues, no ocurriera nada, y ahorita vemos esto de Adidas que nuevamente está incurriendo en esta apropiación cultural.
Muchísimas gracias, Diana Manso, directora del Istmo Press. Ya está con nosotros y pensamos que no iba a entrar, pero sí, finalmente sí entró, y aquí yo le estoy mandando una carita de alegría a Cris, que me está avisando. Está Yasnaya Elena Aguilar, lingüista, escritora, traductora, activista de derechos lingüísticos. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos, Yas, y gracias que pudiste tomar la llamada. Ya estamos hablando de este robo, despojo, pues que han hecho también estas marcas. Ahorita decía muy bien Diana Levi's, pero ahorita Adidas. ¿Qué implicación tiene para esta comunidad yalalteca? Pues que Adidas saque estos guaraches Oaxaca Slim On. Digo, ¿qué implicaciones tiene para la comunidad, para sus saberes? Pero también esta violación que está diciendo a la ley del patrimonio cultural que se aprobó en 2021, querida Yas.
Hola, qué gusto saludarles. No pude confirmar ayer por cuestiones de conectividad, pero ya estoy acá. Bueno, es impresionante que esto siga y siga y siga y siga pasando, a pesar de las denuncias, a pesar de la ley y a pesar pues de muchos esfuerzos que se han hecho para denunciar la apropiación cultural indebida. Em, Mucha gente dirá y mucha gente opina que pues los intercambios culturales son naturales, eh, que, que bueno, eso no se puede evitar, que siempre han habido y que bueno, eso es normal. Pero aquí la diferencia entre digamos, las culturas del mundo no son cajitas con límites claros. Todas las culturas del mundo tienen mezclas de otras, ¿no? Así ha sido siempre y hay ciertas que son más características de cierta cultura o de otra, pero ninguna es pura. Los intercambios culturales se han dado siempre, incluso en contextos de mucha violencia. Entonces, ¿cuál es el problema de estos casos? ¿No? En el caso de la apropiación cultural indebida, que esa es como la categoría completa, o sea, no cualquier apropiación cultural, sino la indebida, ¿cuándo es que se da? Se da primero cuando hay una relación de opresión. No es un intercambio feliz entre dos culturas que van intercambiando elementos culturales, sino que hay una opresión en la que un sistema, en este caso el capitalismo en el que está inscrito Adidas, ha despojado a los pueblos, ha formado parte de todo un sistema que los despoja y que aprovecha lo que ellos llaman recursos naturales. Entonces, trata de que, digamos, sea parte del sistema y del despojo que ha tratado de que los pueblos indígenas desaparezcan, ¿no? Sus formas de vida, que desaparezca esa cultura. Pero de pronto se interesan en un elemento cultural que pueden vender y apropiarse. Entonces, esa apropiación de un elemento cultural es parte de la opresión, no es parte de un intercambio cultural. Voy a utilizar una metáfora que creo que ya utilicé aquí antes, pero para que quede más claro. Supongamos que yo odio a una persona y quiero que desaparezca. Entonces le estoy ahorcando, la estoy golpeando para que desaparezca. Y mientras hago eso, de pronto me doy cuenta que tiene unos aretes muy bonitos. Entonces los agarro y la sigo golpeando, la sigo tratando de que deje de existir mientras me apropio de un elemento que me pareció bello. Eso de tomar ese arete para mi disfrute, ya sea que lo voy a vender o lo voy a disfrutar yo, es parte de la agresión que le estoy haciendo. No es un intercambio cultural normal. Otra cosa que es muy interesante es quién está tasando. Vamos a verlo ahora en términos económicos, en términos capitalistas. Vamos a suponer que Adidas va a poner su producción y no sé, ¿no? O sea, la comercialización, etcétera. Pero para que estos guaraches llegaran a este siglo XX, hubo pueblos que tuvieron que poner un montón de resistencia al racismo. Recordemos que en al menos uno de los censos de este país, un rasgo para determinar si alguien era indígena y por lo tanto indeseable, todos los prejuicios racistas que hay contra los indígenas, era si usaba guaraches o usaba zapatos. Es decir, este ha sido un marcador de racismo que hemos sufrido los pueblos, sobre todo en este caso los varones, tan potente que ahora resulta que eso por medio del cual nos han despreciado tanto, va a ser de ese dolor, digamos, ese dolor va a ser comercializado. Ese sufrimiento derivado del racismo, ahora lo va a comercializar alguien, porque esos guaraches no hubieran llegado hasta ahora si todos los pueblos que lo producen y lo usan no hubieran resistido a la carga racista del uso de guaraches. En la ciudad de Oaxaca era muy común que si tú eres eh, que si tú eras un turista extranjero blanco, ¿no? Recordemos que no todas las personas extranjeras llegan a este país en las mismas condiciones, pero si tú eras de Estados Unidos, blanco, con dinero, podías entrar en chanclas a un bar, pero si eras un indígena con guaraches, con esos guaraches, tú no podías entrar. Entonces, ¿cómo se va a tasar? ¿Hubo reparación del daño de todo eso? ¿O simplemente ahora, mientras se sigue ahogando a los pueblos, se va, y mientras sigue el racismo contra los pueblos, ahora resulta que ese elemento sí les interesa para fines comerciales? Por otro lado, el diseño de esos guaraches es un diseño colectivo, o sea, no hay un diseñador firmándolo, una marca firmándolo. Es un diseño de una colectividad que a veces se va cambiando, ¿no? Se va adaptando como todo elemento cultural, pero que no es propiedad privada. ¿Qué es lo que va a pasar? Y eso la politóloga Tajeo Díaz Robles lo ha dicho muy claramente. Hay una expropiación de lo colectivo que va a pasar a ser propiedad privada de Adidas, ¿no? O sea, propiedad con una marca, con un costo, etcétera. Entonces, de un elemento que está en su lógica colectiva, en su lógica comunal, que no es, nadie es el dueño de eso, sino toda la comunidad y todos los pueblos que lo producen y lo usan, ahora va a ser de privativo. Entonces hay un despojo y una traducción ahí de lo colectivo a lo privativo. Entonces, esto sucede una y otra vez, ¿no? Y es lamentable que los elementos que han llegado, los elementos culturales que han llegado hasta este siglo XXI, ha sido gracias a resistir a un racismo que los quería eliminar. Y ahora que ya llegaron aquí, nos lo quieren arrebatar para vender, para poder sacar más dinero. Es eso muy indignante y muy injusto.
Muchísimas gracias, Jazz, por esta explicación tan amplia que la tejemos con la explicación que ya nos estaba dando Diana. Ya está con nosotros aquí el periodista Ernesto Ledesma. Ernesto, muy buenos días. ¿Nos escuchas?
Hola Violeta, muy buenos días también y buenos días a Diana y a Yasnaya. Pues sí, aquí escuchándolas a ambos mientras venía en el trayecto aquí de la mañanera, dije, yo no voy a hacer enojar a Jazz porque si no luego me vaya a querer ahorcar. Traiga o no traiga unos mis aretes. No, deja Diana y Jazz me quedo pensando en esos años en los que viví en San Cristóbal de las Casas por casi 20 años y se daba también otro fenómeno que también generaba mucha indignación.
Es el sinónimo de inferioridad o de que nos pueden hacer lo que ellos quieran, ¿no? Eso es lo que muchas marcas, muchas personas llegan, y justamente lo que tú estás diciendo, ¿no? De que, como saben que de por sí el elaborar una prenda lleva muchos días hacerlo, ellos dirán, no, pues, modélalo o dame parte de la prenda y no vas a invertir mucho dinero, vas a ganar el doble, ¿no? Entonces creo que con base a engaños, mentiras, se ha podido llegar hasta ahí, ¿no? O hay veces les adquieren una prenda y mucha gente dice, es que no lo patentizan, ¿no? No lleva su firma, nombre, pero la persona que es artesana o el artesano, lo que quiere es que su prenda se venda, ¿no? No está pensando en llevar estas patentes, ni registro, ni nada, pero se supone que representa a una comunidad y vale mucho más, como le decía Naya, ¿no? O sea, el que todos usemos, por ejemplo, un traje regional del Istmo, ¿no? Que usan las mujeres del Istmo, pues es una forma de resistir y decir, aquí estamos, seguimos, ¿no? Pero si nos molesta, por ejemplo, que vengan textileros de China y que las produzcan en serie y que nuestras artesanas ya no vendan, porque la prenda que ellos están vendiendo pues cuesta la mitad de lo que aquí lo compramos, pues, ¿no? Si la prenda cuesta 10,000, ellos lo venden en 1,000, 2,000, hasta 5,000 pesos, pues la gente prefiere comprar eso. Entonces creo que es lo que ha pasado, ¿no? El abaratar y el no valorar, ¿no? Esa revalorización de nuestros pueblos, pues muchas veces no ocurre de parte de estas personas porque no saben el contexto y la forma que lleva de conseguir y poder terminar una prenda, que son varios meses, ¿no? O semanas u horas. O sea, aquí no se maneja que voy a sentarme 8 horas a trabajar o 6 horas. O sea, la artesana te dice, yo desde que amanezco, quizá le dedico 5 horas temprano, desayuno, hago mis quehaceres y me vuelvo a sentar y termino 10, 11, 12 de la noche, o sea, más de 8 horas. Entonces, realmente creo que hace falta esa revalorización y como les decía, hay leyes, claro que está, pero pareciera que no, que siguen sin existir, pues, ¿no? Y no se les da ese reconocimiento. Algunos lo han empezado a hacer, ¿no? Que dicen, bueno, esta prenda que adquiriste fue elaborada por la artesana tal, tal, se llevó por hacerlo 8 meses y te cuesta tanto. Bueno, ahí puede haber una alianza entre la artesana y quien lo vende, pero tiene que ser igual la ganancia, no una gana el 50% sin hacer nada y la artesana es la que dedica, dijera la artesana, ¿no? Yo aquí dejé mis mejores días, mi vista y todos los males que tengo hoy en día, ¿no? Entonces es lo que las artesanas siempre te dicen, ¿no? El desgaste que les lleva es elaborar una prenda y les da mucha rabia y coraje saber que empresas llegan y solo cuando como les gusta el diseño lo reproducen en serie y lo venden carísimo, ¿no?
Muchas gracias, Diana. Sí, justo sobre eso que comenta Diana, Jazz, por ejemplo, sabemos o leyendo aquí de dónde maquila Adidas, pues maquila su mayor producción de zapatos y de guaraches en Vietnam. Y bueno, pues ya sabemos también los procesos de explotación que hay en estos territorios, pero ¿qué beneficios tendrá entonces Oaxaca si es que Adidas maquila en Vietnam y son pues realmente guaraches que tienen pues una función no de pues dotar ¿no? a la población de Oaxaca que usa esos guaraches, sino ya comercializarlos como mercancías? Entonces, ¿cuáles serán los beneficios que pudiera o no recibir la comunidad en Oaxaca, esta comunidad que nos hacía referencia ahorita al principio y a la alteca, Diana? Y lo otro, ya si estamos asistiendo.
Okay, so I mean, it's a very interesting conversation that they're having. It's in Spanish, obviously, but it is from a personal perspective of like an artisan who's basically saying, well, when you're making products, you don't really care about IP laws and lawsuits and like the legal rights of your products. You just want things to sell. And workers are often trying to survive the day, like focused on the day-to-day responsibilities that like the legal stuff just doesn't make it on the table. So that was a very interesting and like enlightening video to watch. And it just shows the behind the scenes of like what's happening in the industry and like the nuances between legal battles and like protections of like skills and like the labor artisans go through. But I do want to show another event that's happening, or another thing that's happening that is, I guess, of like legal rights. But basically Temu, let me move it over. But basically, Temu has been sued for allegedly misappropriating likeness of late musician M.F. Doom. Temu is notorious of stealing the likeness of things. It's always stealing in general photos and designs and the like. So let's listen to this.
Temu sued for allegedly misappropriating likeness of late musician M.F. Doom. Dive brief. Temu is facing a lawsuit from Gasdrals LLC, the company co-founded by the late rapper M.F. Doom, over trademark infringement, unfair competition and misappropriation of likeness, according to court documents Monday. The fast fashion company is accused of ripping off trademarks for M.F. Doom, including the words Doom and M.F. Doom, and the image of the mask worn by M.F. Doom. Gasdrals LLC, co-founded by Jasmine Dumale Thompson, M.F. Doom's wife and business partner, is the online marketplace operated by M.F. Doom's management and estate. The company also owns the M.F. Doom music library and intellectual property, as well as Metalface Records, the label he founded in 2000. Dive Insight. Temu has faced a variety of legal challenges from competitor brands, including Brandy Melville and Shine, but the new case is unique in its claim of misappropriating a musician's likeness. M.F. Doom, whose real name was Daniel Dumoulin, died in 2020 and was influential in the underground hip-hop scene. Gas Drawls sells vinyl records, collectibles, shirts, sweatshirts and hats. The complaint, filed Monday in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, claims Temu used the name, likeness and signature of M.F. Doom on products and advertising without prior consent. The complaint includes 11 pages of screenshots of Temu's website containing allegedly violating items, such as shirts, posters and hats. Gas Drawls is represented by Jeff Gluck of Gluck Law Firm. "This is one of the most special and beloved artists in history," Gluck said in an email to Fashion Dive. "His family and his fans around the world are watching, and they will not rest until his legacy is preserved and protected." In an email, a Temu spokesperson said the company respects the intellectual property rights of others and takes infringement claims seriously. "While we uphold this commitment, we will vigorously defend ourselves against unfounded allegations," the spokesperson said. Attorneys for Gas Drawls claim that a false association between Gas Drawls and Temu would tarnish and devalue the late rapper's trademarks, because not only is Temu subject to allegations of egregious and horrific business practices, but it regularly stocks, markets, and sells products that shock the conscious, by selling product endorsing homophobia, inciting violence and violent criminal gang activity. In the complaint, Gas Drawls seeks a jury trial as well as monetary damages. Editor's note: this story has been updated to include Temu's response.
MF Doom's estate is suing Temu. All I'm gonna say, when they write that settlement check, they better use all caps when they spell that man's name. MF Doom. MF Doom's estate is suing Temu. All I'm gonna say, when they write that settlement check, they better use all caps when they spell that man's name.
They may have assumed, they may have assumed because he's dead, like, they can steal, but that's, no, like, no. Let the man rest in peace. My God, Temu just be stealing whatever they want, and they think they can just get away with it with no consequences whatsoever. It's not that simple. It's not that simple, and they should know better. Doom and MF Doom, like, they're gonna lose this lawsuit. They're gonna lose. Like, it's so clear that they're stealing from them. Oh my gosh. But there has been other news that I want to get into, like how Ulta Beauty is like no longer working with Target. I remember when I would go to Target and I would see the Ulta Beauties in there. This is such a major shift. I feel like there's so much happening. There's so much shifts in the industry. And maybe it doesn't work out for them to be in like retail spots because it's so expensive to be in real life, like in stores. But it's an end of an era. It's the end of an era.
Well, it is the end of the road now for Target and Ulta, at least as partners. Tonight, the two companies have decided to end the deal that opened hundreds of Ulta Beauty shops inside Target stores. Now, you've still got some time here. The partnership will end in August of 2026. Target has added more than 600 Ulta Beauty shops to its store since 2021. That's about a third of Target's nearly 2,000 locations. The end of this deal could be another blow to Target. Its annual sales have remained roughly flat for 4 years, and it expects sales to decline this fiscal year as well.
Wow. I'm so sad, but not really. I never really go to Target. I would go there like sometimes, but not like all the times.
Target and Ulta Beauty are ending their years-long partnership. More than 600 Ulta Mini Beauty shops have operated within Target stores since 2021. Ulta's merchandise was also added to Target's website, both companies sharing in a statement that they're proud of the experience. The two appearing to be splitting for each to pursue their own beauty offerings. The partnership officially ends next August.
Next August? Okay, so they still have a bunch of time left for them to like continue working with them. So we'll still see them in the stores. I mean, it's not completely gone for now, but like it's an end of an era. Wait, what is this? Inside the costs?
Cereal tastes better with a blue spoon.
Inside the costs and challenges of making clothes in the U.S. Ooh, what is this? Today is covering this? They like talk more about liberal stuff more so than ever before. I've noticed that. What? What is this?
Favorite clothing brands are made overseas. From the tags in your closet to the top sellers on Amazon, Walmart, or Target. A label that says Made in America is tough to find. In fact, just 2.5% of the clothing sold in the United States is actually made here. The labor pool has shrunk. In the 1990s, there were almost 1 million apparel manufacturing jobs in America. Today, fewer than 100,000. To understand what it takes to make clothes in the U.S., we visited Roundhouse in Shawnee, Oklahoma. It's one of the last remaining U.S. factories making jeans, jackets, and bib overalls from scratch with 100% American cotton. The clothes appeared in shows like Friends.
Oh, not much.
And How I Met Your Mother.
Thanks. By the way, I really like those overalls.
Founded in 1903, it is Oklahoma's oldest manufacturer. Vice President David Antosh says his family took over Roundhouse over 60 years ago with the goal of making affordable American jeans.
For Roundhouse Jeans, American made is our heritage. Our goal is to make jeans here in America for $70 that the average American can buy.
But staying made in America isn't easy, and the company has had to adapt to global realities. Today, more than 97% of clothing sold in the U.S. is made overseas, in places like China, Bangladesh, and Vietnam, where labor is much cheaper. And the U.S. has lost more than half its apparel makers, down to just 6,000, compared to more than 15,000 25 years ago.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you're up against now, trying to make all of these products in America?
Well, Roundhouse Jeans' biggest challenge is workforce. There aren't any other American factories doing what we're doing. And so when we try to find new employees, we have to train them from scratch. And that can take months, even years, for them to build up and get more efficient.
3/4 of the people who start don't make it through because the job is that tough?
Yes, it's a very highly skilled job that requires a lot of patience.
At this factory, giant rolls of denim 60 feet deep are cut by an electric saw into patterns that are then sewn by hand by Roundhouse's team of skilled sewers. Each pair of jeans takes 40 steps to complete.
Sydney is sewing the legs on a pair of jeans. If she doesn't get it right, the 20 steps before this are all a waste because we need that leg to be perfectly straight.
Antosh says he pays wages above the local average, and many employees have stuck around for decades. But this American factory isn't paying all the bills.
Our profit margins are extremely low. We make hardly any money on these jeans.
In order to survive, Roundhouse sells about 300,000 pairs of jeans a year. About half are sewn here in Oklahoma. The other half made in Bangladesh with American-grown cotton and imported back to the States. They're almost half the price of their American-made jeans, but earn much higher profits.
So this company wouldn't be able to survive if you didn't have some products that were made outside of the U.S.
Yes, it is essential for Roundhouse Jeans to have retailers selling products that, while they use 100% American cotton, are sewn outside the U.S. and selling products that have a higher margin that really pay for this American factory.
By keeping a foot in both worlds, Roundhouse says they hope to protect American manufacturing and provide jobs for their hometown.
It really helps the community. There's very few factories like ours that still exist. Other companies, we've seen them go by the wayside because they have to start charging prices that are much higher. If we weren't here offering it at this price point, who would be? And that's why we're here.
Now, another reason for the company's longevity, Roundhouse has been making these same products for generations. That actually helps keep U.S. production really efficient. In fact, all of the American-made clothing brands that we found online, they sell basics like jeans, T-shirts, or hoodies. It's the fast fashion with the latest trends. That stuff comes from overseas. By the way, I am actually wearing the men's Roundhouse jeans, the smallest pair. But good news, today they actually launched a woman's brand. So you can actually see that if you are looking for more of a female fit. But these are quite comfortable. They're nice. I mean, you can feel the fabric. They'll wear forever.
Yeah. They'll actually last.
Very sturdy.
It's very cool to go inside the factory.
Get me a pair of those overalls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The world's largest maker of bib overalls, Al. Bring them back. Bring back the style.
Yes. Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the...
I wonder how many they actually make in that factory and how many are done in Bangladesh or exported to different countries, because they make other products as well. But they do make all the cotton in the United States. So, like, I don't think a huge portion is actually made in the factory. I think most of it's exported. But, I mean, that's kind of the compromise of the globalization and, like, the need to compete. But it's not a fully sustainable or ethical business model. But to remedy fast fashion but still want to be somewhat sustainable or ethical, I feel like they went the halfway. They went into the middle ground of being like, yeah, we do some things in the U.S. We have U.S. denim, but yeah, we still export. We still export because we still have to make money. A comment says a majority of Americans have more than enough clothes. Higher quality and less quantity will balance everything out. Let's see what else they say. Someone says the only way you can bring back manufacturing to the U.S. is through years of dedicated infrastructure overhaul and the patience of American workers and consumers. If you're up front with them, like, hey, we're going to experience many years of hardship, then maybe the promise of a better life in the future may be palatable. $40 selling point and imported has significantly higher margins over $70 selling point and domestic. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That's crazy to think about. Look at these comments. $40 selling point and imported has significantly higher margins over $70 selling point and domestically made. It's just people need to buy to, like, last. Like, they need to buy things that will last them forever, you know? But a lot of the things that are being made right now do not last for even a year. we're caught in this threshold of like wanting to do better, but like everything is made so cheaply. So cheaply. But there is brands out there, like Reformation is one of them that I do want to talk about. They're releasing a sustainable fashion store on Fifth Avenue. So maybe that can bring some, you know, attention, some interest in sustainable fashion in New York, get some more people shopping more sustainably. But yeah, you never really know the outcome. Maybe they are over consuming because they're exposed to a new store. You can't really control people's like intentions when they go into those shops, because you can be just buying to buy. You don't really care about the planet or like the impact or whatever. Like, if it was just pretty, then you're gonna wear it. But I do hope it does make a difference for them to like go into New York on Fifth Avenue and have that shop be up, and people can start learning more about like sustainable consumption, sustainable clothing, cool fits, you know. The truth about Reformation, oh no. Is this a bad thing? Is there bad things happening? It's 2 years old. I am kind of hesitant about looking into 2-year-old videos for information or for takes. There's a 5-year-old video on a Reformation review. Let's see. No one has really made updated videos on Reformation, to be honest. I want to know what the store looks like. Let's look up how the store looks like. What is it like? What is it like? Yeah, no one has really covered Reformation online. It's not that popular, it seems like, for sustainable fashion. Maybe contentious. It may be contentious. Let's see. Reformation, Fifth Avenue. Let's look. Okay, so here's this. Dresses retail for $348. Nice. Does it say anything about the sustainability aspect to it? Finished and timeless polka dot print. Reformation's Camilla maxi dress elevates the look with a shirred dropped waist and a boat neck. Made with responsibly sourced wood pulp fibers. Boat neck, sleeveless, strap waist, concealed back, zip closure. 100% viscose, exclusive of trim, dry clean, imported. It doesn't say much else, so I don't know if this is just going to lead to more mindless consumerism, because it doesn't really specify the sustainability of it. This dress, they say, is a luxe silk design with playful floral prints. Silk was made with the process of meeting rigorous chemical input standards during parts of the textile formation process. They're less impactful on the environment and people. Interesting. Let's see the skirt. $148 for that skirt is crazy numbers. It's crafted with a lightweight cotton denim. The Chloe skirt from Reformation is cut for a low rise and styled with a slim grommet belt. Crafted of organic cotton. It has a belted waist. 80% organic cotton, 20% cotton, machine wash imported. So it's like sustainably made, it seems like. $298 for this dress. It's a midi dress. It evokes an airy design crafted of a light linen adorned with breezy leather trims. Cut in a timeless A-line silhouette, this piece features a square neckline, fixed broad shoulders, and back smoked panel. Linen was made with the process meeting rigorous chemical input standards during part of the textile formation process that are less impactful on the environment and people. Nice. Well, I'm not that impressed, but it's something. It can be an alternative, you know? It can be an alternative. But it'll be in a physical location soon, so maybe that'll open up again, like more consumers towards the idea of sustainability. Oh, they had a sample sale in Nashville.
Major PSA for my Nashville.
Oh, my ear. Oof. It happened in August. Honestly, from the like outside looking in, it just kind of looks like any other brand. I mean, it could popularize sustainability, especially with like the trendy options that they have, but if you don't really vocalize like what makes it sustainable as they shop for it, then it just leads to more consumerism. You know, everything was just piled on the tables too, and I don't see any like informational stuff in the pop-up. So they need to work on their marketing here. They need to work on their marketing. But I like this image. It is very like nature vibes, but they need to do more than just like the marketing side of it, you know? But one of the interesting things that I found too is how Gildan is buying Hanesbrand. I've been buying from these brands for so long. The only thing that I don't buy secondhand is underwear. So this is like news to me that I care about because most of my underwear comes from either or brands like Hanes or Gildan. Also, I buy a lot of like Hanes socks because they're really good quality. So this is major because both brands are really big, and I'm just fearful that it's going to become a monopoly. But basically, Gildan Activewear has agreed to buy U.S. underwear garment makers Hanesbrand for $2.2 billion in cash and stock. The company said on Wednesday as a Canadian firm looks to expand its foothold in basic apparel. So, let's look into that. I think there's much more behind the surface than what they're telling, because $2 billion is crazy money. It's crazy money. All these ads. Blah.
Losing another major corporate headquarters. Hanesbrands will be sold to a Canadian company. It's a name that is deeply woven into the fabric of the city. It's been around for more than a century. WFMY News 2's Kevin Kennedy talked to Winston-Salem's mayor today about the impact of the sale.
Hey guys, there may be more than a few anxious or nervous employees in the building behind me. Gildan, the Canadian company, agreeing to buy Hanesbrands for $2.2 billion. Now, Hanesbrands is basically a legacy company here in Winston-Salem. It started back in 1901. The company has gone through several changes since then, but it is synonymous with Winston-Salem. Currently, about 500 employees work here in the Winston-Salem office, and Gildan has stated publicly it plans to keep a strong presence in the city, but exactly what that means is a little bit unclear. Now, there's a chance this merger could mean more jobs, but there's also a chance that jobs get cut and people get laid off. Earlier today, I spoke with the mayor of Winston-Salem, who talked about what Hanes means to this city.
I think it's always been a sense of pride for us to be able to claim a Fortune 500 company, you know, headquartered in your community. The fact that it started here back in the early 1900s, and the fact that it grew, then evolved into Sara Lee, and then spun off again to its own independent company, really is important for.
Yes, I'm back.
For us to be able to show the strength of our economy.
One other note, Hanesbrands receives incentives from the city of Winston-Salem. It's a 5-year deal.
Not OBS glitching on me. Karma's a B. Okay, let's look at this too. They break it down for us.
What's up, guys? Zach Dewhurst here for a very fun episode with the one and only Meryl, the princess at Dynasty Apparel. How's it going, Meryl?
Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Zach, good to see you. Love talking to you.
Meryl, you and I, we kicked off the first podcast when S&S acquired Alpha Broder, and we have you back to talk about Gildan acquiring Hanes. This is a big acquisition. We bring you on when there's a company spending $2 billion to buy another company.
Their energy is so quirky. I love it. It's like two corporate Americans like having a chat that got released. I like it. They're so quirky.
That's awesome.
It's kind of similar, really. How
I'm the billionaire podcast, right?
Well, what people may not know, though, is while Hanes was bought for around $2 billion, they had around $2 billion in debt. And I'm excited to explore this acquisition, what we as decorators think it might mean. You and I are both print shop people. We print on a lot of shirts. I mean, the amount of Gildan shirts we've printed, how many we're printing today behind me in my shop. It is obviously one of the most popular brands. Gildan has acquired a lot of brands, and Hanes is a unique one. So, Meryl, let's dive into it. Let's give a quick rundown of Gildan and Hanes, some of the initial reactions. This news broke around 24 hours ago, and there's definitely been some feedback from the industry. So,
let's go.
Gildan, first, Gildan, founded in 1984 in Montreal.
Oh my gosh. Let's get forward. Wait. Okay, what do they got to say?
Because of the controversy surrounding it, but sometimes controversy just exactly what the Gildan basic. I kind of call it the classic. I mean, to me, that's the cowboy shirt.
Wait, okay, so let's look at Hanes and their brand, and then let's compare it to Gildan, because there's such legacy companies. Like, I feel like all Americans are raised with either or. Hanes comfortable clothing, women's bestsellers. Let's look at what they sell. Yeah, it's like the bras, the shirts, the shorts, the underwear, the pantyhoses. These are staples. This is such a generational brand. And then Gildan as well. Like, there's such a staple in the American consumer world that you wouldn't think twice but to buy this. Like, if you go for anyone, like either or, like you will always go to these, no matter what other competition you have. I mean, maybe you get the cheaper option because of like budgets and stuff, but like you will never doubt Gildan and Hanes. Soft style. Yeah, the shirts, the underwear, like they have very similar target audiences, very similar products, very similar branding. So for me, it makes a lot of sense. I do wonder why they decided to sell to Gildan. Maybe they weren't doing too well. I mean, Temu and Sheeran and like competition has been so rough. Like even Claire's couldn't hold their own. So many brands have been going under. So I do want to know like what their business strategy was, or like what conclusion they made recently that led to this, because I don't think it was a easy decision whatsoever.
Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Harbor Freight.
So Andrew Austin, worked for a small real estate company. My finance team.
Limu Limo at your service.
Right. Because it's really a basic apparel manufacturer. So they create the t-shirts that then they sell to your favorite sports teams or to Walmart, and then they put the logos on it. So they're heavily in the printwear space. They do have exposure to innerwear, which is what Hanes is. Hanes is, the basics, underwears, bras, tees. And they used to be in activewear till they spun off Champion. So they're very complementary. Yes, they spun off Champion about a year ago.
Okay. Interesting. And I definitely remember Gildan, as you mentioned, when you just start to look into the tags of your t-shirts, you'll start to see the name pop up there. But I mean, what's the latest with consolidation more broadly in your industry? I know you have a lot of names that you cover that are doing a lot of mergers.
Yeah, definitely. I think, it comes at a time with tariffs and costs looming, as well as, for this acquisition, I think it's been considered for a while. There was a whole proxy battle about it a few years ago where they actually ousted the CEO over it. And then he has returned since then, and they completely changed the board over. So this didn't come completely out of nowhere, but I think it makes a lot of sense just in terms of, Gildan's building out their whole manufacturing footprint. And it's, once again, really complementary. They already kind of make everything that Hanes does, but on a larger scale at a lower cost.
And Hanesbrands based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Interesting. Talk to us about, you mentioned the tariffs. How is it impacting your world? Because I would think that would be immediate.
Yes, so it definitely is impacting my world with, the footwear brands. But for Gildan and Hanes, actually, Gildan is one of the largest users of U.S. cotton. So yes, they are probably one of the largest ones. And so that is actually going to help them not have to deal with as many tariff costs, just since the products are made with U.S. cotton. So they're subject to a lower tariff rate. So that's actually something that they can benefit from. They also are less exposed to Asia and more in Central America, as well as Hanesbrands. Their manufacturing footprints are very complementary and overlap. So they'll be able to kind of mitigate that pretty well. But for Hanesbrands, Gildan gives them a much more financial stability and opportunity for that.
So Hanes has become the new Gildan, but fast fashion. See, the thing is, like, everyone is trying to reduce costs. They just couldn't stand a chance. I think they recognize that. So they're offering roughly $6 a share to Hanes. Dang. These tariffs, man. You're eating everyone up. There's so much in the description. Like, there's so many numbers. I'm trying to, like, analyze. Okay. Right. It announced a 3-year outlook through 2028, which includes integrating Hanesbrands that calls for net sales to gain at a compound of 3 to 5%. So it seems like they think that Hanes will grow under the guidance of Gildan. So, I mean, it's not going to be completely gone. It's just it's an end of an era, and I do think they're going to use more exploitative conditions to make money, and it's not going to be as maybe sustainable or like locally made than beforehand. But that's an assumption if they are going to go with Gildan, who does production in a more profitable way, which is often using global south exploitation. So not good news for us, but I really want to support sustainable underwear brands. Like, that is what I got from this. That's the takeaway. I want sustainable fashion brands. I don't want to support Gildan or Hanes because they're just probably going to be producing in the global south, and it's not going to be good for the garment workers or for us consuming it. So yeah. Wait, what is this? Is the 1 billion Hailey Bieber deal enough to keep e.l.f. Beauty alive? Oh no, are you serious?
Imagine being able.
Oh, my ears. Why is the commercial so loud? Wait, is there a Hailey Bieber deal? I thought we hated e.l.f. What is going on with e.l.f.? No, everyone is so worried about the tariffs. Like, every time I watch something about beauty or makeup or fashion, it's about the tariffs. These brands are freaking out about the tariffs, and we're just like, la. It's not that bad. But we're gonna pay the price for it.
Over makeup lovers from all over. With its low prices, great dupes, and viral marketing.
Are we even surprised at this point? e.l.f. is always killing it.
This product is so good and it is so affordable.
e.l.f. just dropped all of these new dupes. We have to try them out.
It's cool.
No, it's not.
It's hot. It doesn't matter if it's cheap or if it's a dupe. They've kind of transcended that.
No,
e.l.f.
they
is now
haven't.
challenging legacy players like Estee Lauder. And in May 2025, it announced it was acquiring Hailey Bieber's skincare brand, Rhode, in a $1 billion deal.
Rhode was founded in 2022. $1
Oh,
million
no.
and founded 3 years ago.
No.
Shares popped more than 25% the next day.
I thought the reason why things were so great was because the numbers were great. It's this acquisition that you made, which everybody seemed to know as being the right thing at the right time.
e.l.f. stock has been
Well, let me tell you something. In August 2025, they messed up.
volatile over the past 3 years. But the company posted its first billion-dollar year in May 2024 after
$1 billion, and they be making collaborations with random white men called Matt Rife.
77%.
Last 3 years, our stock is up over 200%.
What's wrong with you, dude?
So we continue to be able to prove people wrong, and part of that has to do with our ability to execute in the strong growth that
I think you made a oopsie recently, sir.
we drive, and we have incredible white space ahead of us.
It really is in a league of its own, and we do view e.l.f. as a best-in-class executor.
And while the company reported its 26th straight quarter of net sales growth, In its Q1 2026 earnings on August 6, 2025, it faces some challenges ahead. A weary Wall Street that believes the company could be peaking. Its stock fell more than 10% on August 7th. Its heavy reliance on China caused profits to drop 30% in that first quarter. And it has a heavy debt load from its road deal.
That's the reason for the swing, right? Is I think they could feel a bit of the slip. They'd gotten there and have done a really nice job, and then have felt these headwinds. And if you were to ask me, are they going to be bigger or smaller?
Okay. They're glazing this brand. They just bought Hailey Bieber's makeup brand. Like, come on. Stop glazing them. Bruh. What happened to unbiased journalism? That was a bought out feature. But let's go into more interesting news because I don't want to glaze e.l.f. Beauty, especially with what happened with Matt Rife. But Ed Sheeran recently got covered in Vogue for actually having 250 thrifted outfits featured in his music video. So let's take a look at that because this is great news. It's really creating a narrative that you can use thrifted clothing in music videos.
In Ed Sheeran's new music video, For a Little More, the English singer attracts a creepy stalker, played by none other than actor Rupert Grint. It's a sequel of sorts, given the Harry Potter star also starred in Sheeran's 2011 music video for Lego House. For a long time, I wanted to make another music video with Rupert, but I was waiting for the right time and concept, Sheeran. The English singer attracts a creepy stalker, played by none other than actor Rupert Grint. It's a sequel of sorts, given the Harry Potter star also starred in Sheeran's 2011 music video for Lego House. For a long time, I wanted to make another music video with Rupert, but I was waiting for the right time and concept, Sheeran tells Vogue. I thought how funny it'd be to have him in this video, surrounded by all different versions of me, in character, and to see his head spinning. Such is the plot of the new video. Grint plays a recovering Sheeran stalker who is haunted by images of the star wherever he goes. The singer pops up in his twisted mind as a security guard, dog walker, even as a bride-to-be. I wanted the video to be pure chaos and humorous, a bit like the Lego House video, but we brought in the chaos from the get-go, says Sheeran. The concept demanded a lot of costumes, of course. In fact, over 250 different outfit changes are featured in the video. The pieces were all sustainably sourced from secondhand shops or resale platforms like eBay. I didn't want to be wasteful, especially as there were so many looks to get through, says Sheeran of the wardrobe approach. There are so many interesting clothes already out there, so it made sense to source them in this way. Photo, Mark Surridge. Advertisement. Photo, Mark Surridge.
OBS keeps disconnecting and disconnecting and reconnecting, so let's look at this again. Let's see.
Sheeran truly sports it all throughout the video, from wacky Hawaiian shirts to sleek tweed suits. The many costume changes resulted in a lengthier shoot than usual. It took about a week to film, which is quite a long time in video terms, says Sheeran. It was fun wearing all the looks. I found it really freeing. Not to be missed? When Sheeran plays multiple guests at a wedding, where I'll ever wear one. Never say never, Ed.
The Roses is the can't-miss comedy of the summer.
You think I was born to ruin your life, but you did most of that before I arrived. Some things are broken when you open the box. Stop this, you've come too far
I will get copyright struck if I continue, but I didn't even see like 10 outfits within the first minute of this video, but everything is thrifted. To have seen them thrift in those places. It must have been like some sort of stylist that shows all the pieces. This must have been thrifted. This must have been thrifted. Thrifted, thrifted, thrifted. It looks like normal clothing. To be honest, why don't we all just thrift normal stuff? You know? Like, we can all thrift everything. All the time. Uh-oh, it says heads up. We've detected your video in your stream. It belongs to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. No! If you plan to continue, please ensure that the content owner has added your channel to their allowed. No, it's been a minute. Oh my gosh. Dang it. It's just a minute. It was just 1 minute. Okay, I took it off. Fine. Fine. I'll move on. I hate YouTube. I'm just gonna go stream on Twitch. Oh my gosh. Okay, to move on, whatever. There's been more brands that are trying to do like vintage things. So Lilly Pulitzer has announced a vintage vault collection, which is another initiative another brand is doing, obviously, but like there's so much interest in vintage right now, maybe because Gen Z are interested in that. But yeah, I've heard this name before, but I've never directly bought from them. So let's take a look.
Lilly Pulitzer announces Vintage Vault Collection. Dive brief. Lilly Pulitzer is launching Vintage Vault, a curated assortment of archival designs and heritage prints, according to a recent press release. The first Vintage Vault collection launches August 21st. Titled Lilly's Zoo, the limited edition collection of women's and girls' clothing will feature prints originally launched in 1974 in blues, tans and whites. Prices will range from $58 to $348, and the collection will be available on the company's website as well as in its flagship stores and select retail locations. The prints in the Vintage Vault collections include original Lilly Pulitzer designs dating from 1962 to 1985 and sourced from a recently acquired, privately owned print library, as well as prints from Lilly Pulitzer's complete archive from 1994 onward. Pieces in the collection will include both new silhouettes and refreshed collections, per the release. Dive Insight. The Vintage Vault marks the brand's second archival-inspired product launch this year, as Lilly Pulitzer celebrates its 65-year history and looks to win over a younger audience. In March, Lilly Pulitzer reintroduced a Palm Beach men's collection. Limited edition drops of Vintage Vault styles will occur throughout the year, according to Lilly Pulitzer's CEO Michelle Kelly. With the opening of the Vintage Vault, we're reconnecting with some of the most iconic prints in our brand's history, Kelly said in the release. We're proud to honor our roots while inviting a new generation to fall in love with the timeless joy of our brand. The brand has dabbled in archival prints in the past, but the Vintage Vault represents a deep dive into its 6-decade past, Kelly said in an email. Some of the new products will mimic the brand's original pieces, and will include engineered shifts, heirloom lacework and hand-finished trims. Lilly Pulitzer currently has 68 company-owned stores and more than 40 independently owned locations, per a spokesperson. The brand is also sold through more than 150 specialty boutiques and through major department stores.
You know, it's kind of crazy how those that have been functioning since like the 80s or 90s are now getting more attention and fame because they're vintage fashion now. Maybe they never set out to be like a vintage fashion design or like a vintage fashion brand, but because they've been in functions for so long that they now have this title, and to be aware of it and like try to profit off of it is one of the most ironic things, because like who would have known they would have ended up in this place? Because at first it must have been like, oh, we're just releasing collections, we're just doing our, you know, everyday fashion business strategies, and then to like get more success from years of making business, you know, of years of making collections. It's a reward on top of a reward of doing the good business strategies, but I don't know how they've made their clothing in the past, whether they were the cause of like going towards fast fashion, or if they've kept integrity in place throughout their business ethos. I don't know what Lilly is doing. But if she perpetuated fast fashion, then it doesn't really matter that they have a vintage vault collection here. I mean, you know, like it doesn't matter that they're known for their vintage clothing if they perpetuated the cause of our current state of the world. But let's look at this past video from a year ago of them talking about resale, because they have been thinking about resale and like the vintage culture they've created through being in business for so long. It's a commercial. It's a commercial.
All right, here's the perfect weekend shopping spree for you today. A Lilly Pulitzer resale event in April was so successful, the organizer is bringing it back monthly. Now, the first event is this weekend, where you can browse through more than 1,000 new or like new Lilly Pulitzer clothes and accessories. The resale event has moved from its original location to a new permanent location in Palm Beach Gardens.
One of the cool things, too, is that Bonnie's offering children's clothing and shoes, which she did not offer during the first sale. So that's something that's been added on, and there's some really adorable girls' clothing.
I also decided that every single month we're going to have a new charity. It's going to be a charity that just benefits from us, that, you know, help pour more into the community.
That's all right.
Bro, what did she just say?
More into the community.
That's all right. Or organize.
Now, help pour more into the community.
That's all right.
Oh, pour more into the community. Okay, got it.
Bonnie Hawthorne is committed to supporting local charities. This weekend's event will benefit Bella's Angels. For more information on the event, go to WPTV.com.
I should be laughing at myself. I don't even talk in English, right? I'd be saying the weirdest thing, and I listen back to myself and I'm like, what did I even say? Because I try to clip these live streams and I'm like, you don't even speak English half the time. Funny. Okay, let's see what else I can cover before jumping off. There is a bit more news to cover, but I do think I want to jump off soon enough. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Poshmark co-founder steps away from the CEO role. Drama. I do wonder why they would step away as CEO. Is it bad news? Is it because there's bad, wrong things happening in this world? You know? Let's see. Let's see. Poshmark steps down. Ooh, someone covered it. Someone did a YouTube video on it.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm going to talk about the news that broke on this past Monday, a few days ago, that the CEO and founder of Poshmark is stepping down and they are replacing him with someone new. I'm going to talk about the statement that they sent out to us in an email and through the app if you haven't seen it. Right before Poshfest. Poshfest is next month, so I'm interested to know why they did that. But yeah, let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. But I'm gonna go through and read the statement and just kind of, give my thoughts. And yeah, I don't from being the CEO of Poshmark, and I'm not really sure why this is the case. 15 years in the making. This app has been around for quite some time, and I guess things are a little bit different now than they were 15 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it is interesting to hear that he is stepping down. I didn't really see it coming. I'm not sure if I was supposed to see it coming, but it is interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the statement, but you can also find this in the app and also in your email. They sent it out to everyone. So basically it reads, Dear Poshmark community, 15 years ago, my 3 co-founders and I were fueled by a humble dream in my Silicon Valley garage to completely reimagine the future of retail. We saw a massive opportunity to leverage technology to enable you to shop and sell from one another's closets online and to truly connect around each magical experience. Our vision was to infuse the social and personal aspects that we all know and love about in-person shopping into a vibrant digital space. We poured our hearts into that dream with you every step of the way, and together we made it happen. Today, the Poshmark community is 115 million strong, and that's all thanks to you. Day in and day out, you embrace your unique secondhand style, you build your livelihoods with us, and most profoundly, you foster a supportive network amongst yourself. That spirit of support and #PoshLove is the very heart of this community, and it's something I deeply hope you will carry forward into the next exciting chapter of the company. Today, we announced that I've decided it's time for me to pass the torch as Poshmark CEO to Nansun Kim, am Poshmark's current executive chairman and someone I've known and deeply respected since 2022. When I first met Nam-sung, his profound conviction in our mission immediately struck me. I felt with the certainty that he was someone I would be incredibly proud to see lead this company one day. For the better part of this year, Nam-sung and I have been working hand in hand, ensuring that this transition is as smooth as possible, preparing him to lead Poshmark into the next era of growth and excellence. With my time as your CEO will conclude with the end of September, please know I'm not going far at all. I'll continue to serve as a board member, an investor, and I will forever be Poshmark's biggest, most enthusiastic cheerleader. Nam-sung and I hope to see many of you at Poshfest next month in Silicon Valley, where it all began back in 2011. Leading this company has been the greatest honor of my professional life. Every success we've achieved, every challenge we've overcome has been because of you. It's been the privilege of a lifetime witnessing each of you grow, and it has truly inspired me every single day. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being the extraordinary community that you are, for your trust, for your creativity, and for all the possibilities you continue to create together. With endless #PoshLove, Manish. It seems like he's stepping down, but he is still staying within the company. He's still staying a member. So I don't know what this is really going to do for the company. I hope this means that change will happen. I'm not sure if certain things were not able to have changed prior because of Manish being around. I'm not really sure, but I'm just hoping this will bring some change to the company. Hopefully some good change. I mean, there's a lot of things that we all know that could be improved upon with the platform. So I'm interested to see what this change is going to do for the company. If this is going to be a good thing, I hope it is going to be a good thing. So editing me here, I just wanted to chime in because I've read a couple people's thoughts on this new change. Some people are happy. Some people are kind of like wondering if anything is really going to change. Some people are saying, well, he hired his best friend, so what makes people think that things are going to change? People are also saying, well, you know, he had the torch for 15 years and then he handed off to someone that he's only known for 3 years. So what does that really say? So I think a lot of people are kind of going back and forth, but I think people at the end of the day are just hoping that positive changes will happen. There is a ton of features that we all wish that Poshmark had. So if this can make any of those changes happen, I think we'd all be very, very happy with that. So let me know what changes down below you would want to see if Poshmark would implement them. Not saying that they're going to actually do anything from this video, but I think a lot of us want different things to the app. So if we could all kind of just manifest these big changes to happen, maybe they will one day. Let me know your thoughts down below if you
Interesting. So I do think the company is still going to be within the same control as before. It's just now it's under the hand of someone else. Someone says it's normal for a founder/CEO to stay employed with the company after it's sold to make this transition smooth. Noted. My sales are absolutely dead. Oh no, Erica. I personally preferred Poshmark before Navar acquired it, so I'm not all that excited about this announcement. Interesting. Thank God that CEO stepped down. He damaged the business enough. Not surprised. Interesting. I would love to be able to research similar to eBay, update search features. I heard about this a few days ago, and not me thinking I didn't get this email, but realized I saw it but ignored it. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. Yeah, I do wonder what changes will come. I'm not on Poshmark. I didn't have the best experiences on Poshmark when I was trying to resell. It's very much like you have to be on there 24/7 to get a sale. Like you have to join the special events that are happening. It's like very interactive, and I just kind of like want to list things and like have it be about the product, not versus like I guess the community. That sounds bad, but like I just want the product to speak for itself and not so like jumping on certain times or like uploading certain times. Like that seems so tedious. So I would rather just like upload quality pieces on Depop and eBay and like make that work out for me. But yeah, Poshmark and me have never really been that like compatible. It just feels too dated too. Like it's just not, I don't think it's my demographic either. But yeah, this content creator makes a lot of videos on Poshmark. They seem very passionate about education around what works for reselling, how to function in it, like rules, listing, expectations, strategies around that. So I will follow her just because she seems very knowledgeable about it, and it's just good to follow along. She's been doing videos on this for years. She must really know what she's doing, huh? Dang. Okay. But I'm gonna move on and talk about how... what shall I talk about? Oh, I saw how men are using Reddit to shop. It was like an Instagram post, and I don't know how true that is. It says, once a niche corner of the internet, Reddit is now a trusted tool for fashion discovery, especially young men. Whether users are looking for fit advice or the cultural context behind collabs, Spaces like r/Gorpcore and r/Japanese streetwear offer peer-led insights. They feel far more authentic than polished influencer content. How can brands tune in, decode the discourse, and meet the male consumers where they already are? Like, why would you go to Reddit? Why would you go to Reddit? That's just weird. Men are so interesting sometimes. Like, out of all the places you go to Reddit. Oh my goodness. Here, let's check it out and see what we find for the Japanese streetwear. But it doesn't seem to be that active. Oh, it is kind of active. Why is there a Westerner cut in this channel? Is this real? Is this what people are talking about? I don't see anything extra special on this channel, but it is kind of active. Japanese punk brands has 94 upvotes. Where to find clothes like this? 6 upvotes. Izzy skirt. There's some feminine clothing in there as well. It is Japanese streetwear, so it can be both men and women. This one has 52 upvotes. Sundays are for Izzy. Nice. Let's see what the other one was. The Gorbcore. Okay, that was the Gorbcore, or this was the Japanese streetwear. Now we're going to Gorbcore. What even is that? Hopefully I don't get banned. Gorbcore? What is Gorbcore? There's not even... Oh, there it is. It's over here. Ew, is this like athletic wear? Greetings from Norway. 15 days ago, 193 upvotes. What is going on? Gorp goes football? 47 upvotes. Ew, this doesn't feel right. Y'all see this? 70 upvotes. It's the same Instagram post that I saw. What are the comments saying? Let's see. The second a serious subreddit fuels brand presence, they shun the brands or pack up and find another spot. I've seen it play out a bunch of times. We see this a lot. Wow. You have to fight the evil not to join it. We made it. What's a Reddit? Stay back. It's over. We're cooked. What is Gorpco? I don't know what Gorpcorp is. Let's see. I mean, I'm surprised because I think I would know a lot about fashion stuff, but like this just is weird. Gorpcore. Why do I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this? It's a fashion trend that blends functional outdoor clothing with everyday streetwear, inspired by activities like hiking and camping. Oh my god, this is so... It gives Montana. I don't like this. The name Gorp is rumored to be short for good old raisins and peanuts, a reference to trail mix, a common snack for outdoor enthusiasts. A detailed look at Gorbcore includes functional and technical clothing, nature-inspired comfort and practicality, layered, minimal accessories, streetwear. Start with basics, mix and match, experiment with color, focus on functionality. Ew, this is screaming Montana. I don't like this. InStyle made an article about this. Hiking may not be your hobby of choice, but if you're an avid observer of trend cycles, you've likely seen the vestiges of the campground on the streets of New York, Paris, and London. This was written in November 2024. Yuck. Ew. Men need to know how to dress. We don't need Gorpcore.
Gorpcore may be the latest in a succession of cores, but this aesthetic is genuinely rooted in utilitarianism, unlike some of its predecessors. Prioritizing...
Honestly, I said Gorpcorp. I think it fits better than Gorpcore. This just doesn't feel natural. It's a corp. This is a corporation-run infiltration, so men look ugly. Wait, let's start over. Oh my gosh.
Gorpcore may be the latest in a succession of cores, But this aesthetic is genuinely rooted in utilitarianism, unlike some of its predecessors. Prioritizing comfort and functionality, the trend lends itself to a number of different occasions, which now include camping and attending Fashion Week. And while it may appear to be a brand new core, according to Stitch Fix stylist Gillian McCaddy, Gorpcore has been around for years. The outdoorsy aesthetic originated in the mid-2010s as an evolution to streetwear and the desire for a rugged and nature-inspired look, she tells in style. The difference between Gorpcore then and Gorpcore now? The power of celebrity influence and social media to bring it to the mainstream. Gorpcore-inspired styles are now often incorporated into runway and worn by influential celebrities such as Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid, McCaddy explains. And with Gorpcore surpassing 1.3 billion views on TikTok, it's no wonder more people are embracing the trend. Mark Piasecki /GC Images. What does Gorpcore mean? The word Gorpcore was coined by the cut writer Edison Chen. Gorpcore's not fashion for the 1 in 7 billion, nor is it fashion for the 1%. Chen wrote back in 2017, it's live good, do good, feel good fashion for the ones who care just a little too much. The actual word, however, stems from the acronym for Good Old Raisins and Peanuts, aka trail mix, you know, the popular snack for hikers and campers. Why is Gorpcore trending? Edward Berthelot /Getty Images. This wave of fashion cores, aka mood board inspired aesthetics, came about during the pandemic. First, there was cottage core, followed by Regency core. Then came fairy core, goth core, light.
Okay, we get the point. Ew, this is literally Montana wear. This isn't like cute, it's just nasty. You're just mixing way too much together. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, it's kind of giving me the ick, but I feel like it's just an excuse to throw anything together and call it style. But if you wore this, I don't think anyone would call you fashionable. Like, who would know this is Gorpcore? You know? It just looks like people assemble things together and try to make it an outfit. I don't approve. I don't approve. Is there any videos of people trying this out? Because if not, I can make one and like experiment, but it just does not look like it's meant to be something. 5 Gorpcore outfits I'm shocked that I found. Oh god. Wait, what are her outfits looking like?
Like the hat or the rain jacket. And lastly, I'm wearing my crossbody bag, which I'm gonna out myself. I normally wear this bag as an actual fanny pack because I prefer wearing them as an actual.
Okay. Lots of colors, interesting. She's got the athletic shoes and the pants that don't quite fit with the colors. She's whacking herself with the purse, nice. Mix the colors together. Oh yeah, it's giving Montana. We're out of here. We're out of here. See ya later. No more of that. Man, they need some lessons in fashion style, man. I cannot with them. That woman looks like a Montana woman, and I ain't for it. I'm traumatized by the Montanans. They just be going on trails and hikes and eating them nuts all day, 24/7. I do not need to know more. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna go on to bigger and better things, such as learning about Copenhagen Fashion Week. So a lot of people actually went this last week to look at the fashion shows and just have a fun time out there without me. So it's supposedly way more sustainable than like the average fashion week, and like Copenhagen is known to be more of a sustainably oriented place to live in. Like they have a ethos of sustainability and like more focus on like intentional living and have a lot of alternatives. So someone called Alyssa made a YouTube video on her journey to Copenhagen Fashion Week that I think we should watch and then learn from her through that perspective. She's not necessarily like a sustainable fashion content creator. She is just like a YouTuber in general who makes videos here and there. But her video seemed good, so let's go ahead and watch that.
That will be probably my first Copenhagen Fashion Week during summer. That's supposedly bigger and better. Also, Copenhagen Fashion Week, it's 4 days and today is Monday. And I do have a lot on my schedule. That's why I want to bring you along with me on this busy week. But to be honest with you guys, it is exciting. It is very a dream come true kind of experience. But I can feel like already now, I haven't even left my apartment. But I can already feel now that my social battery is completely gone. So I already cancelled a breakfast event purely because it will probably be so back-to-back chaotic kind of situation starting off. It's not really nice for me to start off a busy week with a busy morning. I just can't get my head around it. But also I feel like this year, I don't know why specifically, I feel that I have some sort of pressure on myself to look my best, and there's literally no reason that I feel that way, because Fashion Week is not about looking your best, it's about enjoying fashion and do what you love. And for me especially, it's about getting inspired and see the collections, not about me getting dressed. And I don't know why I have this pressure. So that also contributes me to cancel this event this morning. Also, I have had a little drama with my little puppy. He's got an eye infection, so we probably had to be standby for the vet. Anyways, I'm a bit late. I have to go to 2 shows today and a few pickup thingies where I have to pick up a few items. And then I have another show, but I'm not sure if I can make it in time because I need to come back, change, and go for a dinner with a brand. So let's get on with the day.
That show was so good. It was a bit warm in there because it was in a pool area thingy, but it was beautiful. It was a mix of like everyday wear and also a bit of swimwear, which was interesting. I haven't seen them do that before. But yeah, we're a bit late, so I have to reach for the second event. Also, it was so cute in the metro. Someone said I was beautiful. When you wake up in the morning and you're like not feeling yourself, that was one of those mornings. So I really needed that. So I just got back home. I want to just quickly tell you what happened today. It's only Monday and it really feels like a Monday, to be honest. So I was at the first show for sport. Alana Hadid, she opened the show, which was iconic. Then I rushed over to the other show for Forza Collective. I honestly thought this would never happen, but it did. I missed the show. And not because I came late, but for a different reason. So what happened? I came to the show. Yes, I was not late because the show starts half an hour late anyways. So I came in time and I was queuing up to the show. And at Fashion Week, there are street photographers and they will, if they want to, pull you aside and want to take pictures, and they will not leave you until they have the shot. I was approached by 3 photographers and they were like, can I take a picture over here? So I was taken from the queue out onto one of the side streets of the show, and I got carried away, and another photographer came by and then another one, and then they all took pictures. And then when we were finally done, I think it literally took 5 minutes, not more. And I was going back to the queue and I was like, this can't be right. So basically they shut the doors and I couldn't get in, so I didn't see the show, but at least I got 5 pictures. I'm not gonna lie, it was worth it. And I have to change, but I kind of realized I haven't shown you my outfit for today. Sorry, let me just quickly show you. So because of all the stress, I forgot. Sorry, but here it is. But I decided to wear like a leather coat from Creton. The weather was perfect for it because it's not summer in Denmark. I don't know what's happening. And this beautiful bag I picked up in my other vlog, if you've seen that one, is from the Curated. I turned it around because there is a gold hardware on and it didn't match with my silver hardware I did have on. And this belt is an old one from Naked. I think it's 5 years old or something. And these shoes, oh my god. These are my new addition to my shoe collection. These are Roger Vivier shoes. Let me just quickly, and they are absolutely stunning. I love the buckle. Also, these earrings are beautiful. They are from a brand called Tural. Nothing much, just a simple autumn-like outfit. Now I need to change and go to another show and then dinner. I was thinking to do a white outfit. I've been all black the whole morning and the weather is clearing up, so I'm thinking to go a bit lighter, but I feel like
I really want that camera to film videos. I've seen other YouTube videos being filmed on that camera. I think it's called the Osmo camera, and I really love the quality. I can raise up the quality of the video to be like 1080p. It's right on. Oh my gosh, it goes up 1440p. No way. And then there's more. There's the 2160 p 4K. No freaking way. I need the Osmo. I need it now. What?
I think it works. It kind of makes it the illusion that it is a complete dress.
That's crazy 4K. Honestly, I would get so shy filming because that just captures everything, and it's so small too. How much does it sell for? The Osmo camera. I think that's gonna be my next purchase in like 3 weeks. Best Buy, $800? Why is it so expensive? Jesus. Is there a payment plan? Is there a payment plan for this? $45 a month with 18-month financing. Ooh, that's not bad whatsoever. The features include 4K, 120 FPS. I need it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that soon. But I love my Canon G7X Mark III. That one is my OG and I always use that, but this one is just different. Look at the quality of this video.
That's right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with this.
Look at that. That's crazy. And it's such a small camera. I'm gonna turn off the music just so I don't get copyrighted. But honestly, like, I have so many videos planned that I do want to vlog, like, in 4K. And my Canon G7X, I don't think reaches that level. I think it detracted back down to lower. No, it's still on there. Oh my god, it's so clear. I love it. It does take time to load, though. She went back on her phone. It's loading a bit because the quality has been enhanced a bit. I think it just needs to load for a bit. I think this was filmed on the phone, but other stuff is filmed on like the, yeah, on the Digicam. Or I mean on the Osmo cam. Oh my god, it's such good quality.
Overall, a very good day. I think it was one of the best days I've ever had at Copenhagen Fashion Week. Purely because the vibe was just right. And I met a lot of people I haven't spoken to in a long time. Fashion Week is all about connection and just speak with people.
Like, you can literally see all her imperfections, and she's such a beautiful girl. I'm gonna be so scared filming. Oh gosh.
People that you really love, or making new connections as well. And yeah, last night I went to a dinner and it was so cozy. It was with an Italian shoe brand, which is so much in my spirit because I'm half Italian. I grew up there where they make the shoes in the Marche region. So it was so much fun, and it was so late and I left my bike in the city. So today I have a driver on, which is so exciting. My first time getting driven around in Copenhagen. La Mer is driving me around today and Thursday. Unfortunately, I had to go to the vet this morning with my little puppy because he had a little eye infection, but everything's fine. He's gonna come with me today, and today's gonna be purely events, just very chill. Also, I had a few things on my mind, which I also had my previous times I've been to Copenhagen Fashion Week. It is an overall fun experience, but I do have some sort of honest thoughts about it. Again, I'm not judging, it's just my own thoughts and my own reflection of everything. People tend to over-represent themselves, meaning that it's all like a peacock kind of vibe. They dress so differently than what they do in their everyday life. And for me, I think that Fashion Week, it's about the everyday looks, the everyday, like the downplayed kind of details.
Yeah, I agree so much. Like, I think it's all about the small details and like dressing like yourself, and it's not so much the outfits itself, it's more so like maybe getting inspired, enjoying the event, and not getting so caught up in like the appearance or the materiality of it. She seems very grounded and like very down to earth and reflective, so I really appreciate her for that. I didn't expect this from a fashion content creator.
Look that you will get inspired to wear. And if I look at a girl at Fashion Week, I want to look at her and be like, I find you inspiring because this is something I could wear at my job or on my holiday for a dinner date. I cannot look at someone with big hats like this or dresses that goes like 5 meters on each side. It's beautiful, it's art, I get it, but for me it's about authenticity of who you are in everyday life. Don't come at me with this, it's just my opinion and my thoughts.
She's so afraid people are going to come after her for saying that she appreciates authenticity and inspiration from fashion, and not just hyper fixated on like looking a certain way or acting a certain way for certain events. But I think it just shows her groundedness. Like, she is looking more so at like how the things around her can reflect who she is even more, and like just take away little pieces of art, little pieces of like moments, and like further improve her own style, which I think everyone is doing already.
Everyone is beautiful, everyone should do their own thing, but I would love to see people come to those kind of things as who they are, what they're wearing in their everyday life. And yes, I will be wearing this outfit for an everyday setting, trust me. But I'm gonna show you quickly what I'm wearing today because, yeah, I'm just doing a few events today, so I don't want to go full on crazy.
So the shirt is silk from Victoria Woods, same earrings as yesterday. I just got this from Massimo Dutti and I'm loving it. I should have got that one in black as well. This skirt thingy is quite interesting. Again, sorry for the mess I haven't managed to clean up, but it's from Coach. It's simple and airy, and obviously I'm gonna have a bag, probably the same one from yesterday. But yeah, I'm waiting for my driver to pick me and my little puppy up, and I'm gonna bring you along with me an exciting second day of Fashion Week.
From the outside looking in, I think these pieces are beautiful. I wonder if they're like sustainably made, but it is in a very nature themed presentation, so I'm assuming so many brands were just everywhere during Copenhagen Fashion Week. It looks very fancy. Like if you're invited to these things, like you're an established content creator or have some sort of presence. I mean, I think it would be fun to go, but like at the end of the day, like if I was to be invited, I don't know how I would justify the emissions from the plane, because that's like halfway across the country, you know? Like realistically, let's say in 5 years, my content creation is way bigger. I actually have a platform, like people are watching me consistently. Let's say I have maybe 100 people watching my live streams and I get moderate views on my videos. That's all I could ever ask for, right? Like even 100 people watching my live stream at a time would be a lot for me. Like I don't want 1,000 or 2,000 in my head. Like 100 is so much for me already that I would be so grateful to have that. But like let's say I reach that point where I have like my dreams of like 100 subscribers, 100 viewers per live stream, moderate views or like decent views of my videos, and I get invited to Copenhagen Fashion Week. Would I go? Most likely no, because it's just all about materialism. It's more about branding. It's more about like consumption of goods. I just feel like I would need a greater purpose to go. You know what I mean? Like I would need a direction that grounds me versus just going to say that I went. Because I feel like most people go to experience it, to make content out of it. They commodify the idea of sustainability, but like, do they actually mean it? Are they practicing sustainability in their everyday lives? Or are they like proving that they've quote unquote made it, or that they're an influencer, or that they care by going to these sort of events and making videos about it or talking about it online, or like doing it for the Instagram photo or because everyone else is doing it? Like for me personally, like I wouldn't really care to go to these things just because everyone else is going to these things. It's just tempting to understand and like navigate the world of sustainable fashion and the culture perpetuated by capitalism, which is like fashion weeks. Like we consume products through fashion weeks. So like when we say sustainability and we say fashion week, like we're still talking about products. So when a sustainability influencer or blogger or YouTuber go to these events, I'm always just very like curious, like how they're framing it, like what they're doing from that experience, whether live streaming or Instagram reels or Instagram posts. Because if you're not really talking about the depths of the collection or not exploring the ethics of things, and it's just kind of like feeding into consumerism. So that's just my take on it. But I don't really like going to like places I'm not aware of or like don't know. Like I wouldn't know Copenhagen. They speak another language as well, I believe. And it's just the emissions are way too much. It's halfway across the world. How far is it from Chicago? Let's look it up. Also, I am going to jump off soon. But let's see, Chicago, Illinois. I'll change the camera soon, don't worry. To Copenhagen. It's in Denmark. Let's see. Okay, so let's say I left October 5th and I came back the 20th. Oh my god, a 16-hour flight connection. Wait, non-stop, it'd be 8 hours. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just 8 hours, though. I hate getting off of my flight. Like, I can never do the one-stop or two-stop thing. Like, I need a non-stop flight. I don't know how people do the one-stop or two-stop thing. I just couldn't. So, 8 hours and 30 minutes. Scandinavian Airlines. $500 basically for the flight. Jesus Christ, why is that so bad? I'm gonna blame the tariffs. What language do they speak? Denmark language. And then I would need a translator, like someone that knows some language. Oh, it's just too much effort. I wouldn't go. I'd probably like host a clothing swap and call it a day. Denmark language. Danish. Okay, they speak Danish. Yeah, no. Everyone was there though. I felt like I had a bit of FOMO, but then thinking about it, I'm like, no, I would not fit in there. I can just watch YouTube videos about it. That's enough for me. I don't really care for it. But there's been a lot of content on it, to be honest. If you just look up Copenhagen Fashion Week, I'm sure a lot of stuff pop up. What were people wearing at Copenhagen Fashion Week? But they do things in a better way, you know. They care more about sustainability. A lot of their culture is centered around nature and like alternatives. It's just, for me, just a little clothing swap is better. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end off the live stream there. There has been some conversations though about how Saks Fifth Avenue is not giving out payments to certain vendors, which was just not surprising, you know. Like, there's so many brands across the world that are just not making the proper payments that they're supposed to, and this time they're just not completing overdue invoices to vendors. So they just need more accountability. They need more laws to make sure that they're, you know, paying the vendors and they're doing everything they're supposed to. But yeah, that is another thing that happened that I just want to briefly mention before I close off. But hopefully you liked today's live stream. I'm going to close off of this vlog just because I think it's going to be the same thing of showing products and stuff. So, but yeah. Oh, also my brother just gave me this drink. It's like a Sailor Moon themed drink. Why does she look like she has a bruised eye? It's just her eyes open and the other one's winking. But he got it for me at Five Below, which is like this convenience store in America. Ooh, we should do an ASMR. I kind of don't want to open it though. It expires in 2 years. Okay, let's just open it. ASMR. Look at the cute detail though on the side. I'm just procrastinating on opening it. The little wand. Oh, I love Sailor Moon. I even have a Sailor Moon shirt. Cute. I'm such a nerd. Okay, let's open this. ASMR. Perfect. Its flavor is ocean bomb. Can you hear that? Okay. Oh, it's fuzzy. Okay. I hate like fuzzy drinks. I need to let this sit for a minute. But it's good. Ocean Bomb. It tastes like Gatorade. Or not Gatorade, Mountain Dew. So cute. I'm probably going to keep this and put water in it. But yeah, hopefully you like the live stream. I will be back tomorrow to play some sort of Bratz game that doesn't require too much energy from my PC, and I can do it without having a second monitor. But I get my check from the horrible receptionist job this Friday, and I promise you I will buy a second monitor so that you don't have to see the behind the scenes to the OBS. And I will work on getting a new live streaming camera, this one over here. That's why I have the border, the pink border, because I don't want it to be so like stretched out and blurry like it used to be. And hopefully it starts getting colder so I can start straightening my hair, looking more decent, looking less janky, because this is just like I'm trying to survive out here, look, you know. But yeah, look forward to tomorrow's Bratz live stream gameplay, and I will be back on for more news Thursday 4 to 7 p.m. Central Time if you're interested in that. But until next time, peace and love. Ellie, bye. See ya.